Now, I'm gonna preface this real quick by saying, when I make Steve matchup charts, I don't care about how Steve looks, whether he looks good or whether he looks bad. All right, I'm just here to let you know what Steve looks up in the meta. All right, so there is no bias, there is no like, I'm not gonna make his matchup look better or worse for any agenda, you know? Okay, so if you need a matchup chart to come look to, all right, to see who does good against Steve or who doesn't, I got you right here. All right, and I think we should start off. I'll start off by going over who he loses to. Actually, no, we'll start off with wins. We'll start off with who Steve wins with, alright? Steve wins against, okay? And we'll just go in order right here, I guess. Or actually, we'll start with the plus twos, alright? First plus two, Ice Climbers. First thing I saw. Now, I know Ice Climbers combos work very well on Steve because, again, Steve's stature doesn't change when he gets hit in hit stun. So he keeps a very, like, vertical pose, very consistent pose when he gets hit. So Ice Climber combos work really well on him, too. But you never get to use those combos anywhere in the first place, because minecart alone will separate them every time. If they shield, because of like the 6-frame delay that Nana has to Popo, if they can't on reaction pick an option when minecart hits their shield. So if they don't pick an option preemptively when minecart hits their shield, it'll always grab Nana every single time, and you can just run a dash attack every single time. If not, if they have to preemptively pick an option, again, that leads you to react to it. That lets Steve be, just able to minecart, jump out of it, and pick an option accordingly every single time. On top of that, neutral is very rough for Ice Climbers. Blocks stop whatever they want to do. Usually they can't. Their projectile doesn't damage it. A Squall Hammer doesn't damage blocks as much as it should, in my opinion. It should damage it way more, but because it doesn't, they're forced to Squall Hammer into the wall and then back away immediately because they can't damage the entire wall and then get through it. They'll always hit the wall and stop at the wall, and it won't even finish the wall off, you know? It's like, that's like dirt alone. I think if it was wood or stone, it's just way worse. They will never get through it with a Squall Hammer, which is their only good approach option against Steve, in my opinion. There's not really much to go over in this matchup. I think they do fine off stage against Steve, which is surprising, you know, because most characters don't. As long as they Squall Hammer over Steve and Steve just can't reach them, they'll be fine. Off stage, at least. You should hit that sub button now. I agree! Alright, moving along. Next plus two. Also, Steve isn't one to have a bunch of plus twos. He has a lot of plus ones, in my opinion, not plus twos. He doesn't invalidate that hard. Rarely will you ever see a match chart be like, yeah, Steve's our worst matchup. You know, because most doll characters have tools to at least do something against Steve, right? But to get plus dude, it's just the lower tier of characters, you know? Like the Dr. Mario. Like, Mario doesn't already do great in this matchup. I think Dr. Mario is even worse. Yo, Agent, thanks for the tier 1. I appreciate it. Thank you, my guy. Welcome to the channel. I appreciate it. Can I get a pog in chat right now for Agent? Please! Moving along, though. Dr. Mario. One thing that you need against Steve, right? Or, well, almost need against Steve, I think, is movement, all right? And if you don't have movement, there's not much you can do against blocks, against minecart. If Steve is minecarting at Dr. Mario, there's not much you can do but try and go for either a cape or just respect it and give him the stage control, which is already really bad against Doc in the first place because, you know, he's already really slow. Him on the ledge is just rough. Steve can do his most basic ledge traps against Dr. Mario and they'll all work. Like other characters who have like better options, you have to go for more complicated traps, which take up more time to set up. Dr. Mario, you can just pop a TNT down and stand on it, and it will cover everything Doc wants to do. He's not even fast enough to jump on aerial. He's just too slow. At ledge, he gets bopped. Off stage, one dirt block will gimp him. So you put one dirt block at the ledge, he's forced to go over it, and it's just the freest down smash. He quite literally, he will 100% of the time die a ledge, every time. His only option is to go above you, and Steve is faster than Doc, so he can run up to him and catch his landing. No minecart needed. Also, if you sub, you can pick the character. I got you. All right. But yeah, no. So Doc is just so slow. Steve can just run up if he wants to go over, and just catch the landing. Any more plus twos? I think Bowser Jr. gets plus 2. Now, before y'all be like, oh, he's never fought a Bowser Jr. before. I fought a bunch of good Bowser Jr.'s. Okay. I'm personally a believer of Bowser Jr. okay? But blocks destroy this matchup. Just one block, no walls, just one block will stop the cart. We'll stop the Mega Koopa cart, and he can't even it won't even damage the blocks. He'll just bonk on it, and he has lag from bonking on it. If you're fast enough, you could just minecart over it, and if he bonks, he has lag. And speaking about minecart also just straight up beats out the Koopa cart. It just beats it out without fail. Like it will just go straight through it. There's not much else to this matchup. I think that alone is really bad because much like Steve, Junior depends on his side B, you know, but Junior side B is a lot more diet than a diet side B. Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. That was crazy, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. That was crazy. But yeah, no. I think that alone is what makes the matchup so pitiful. Junior surprisingly doesn't get less trapped that hard because he Koopa carts over it. It's just neutral where it's impossible for Junior to play because he can't do much. He's forced to just go for hard reads because as Steve, if I put one block down, he's not able to just play his normal neutral because even then his Koopa won't go over the block. It'll just turn around at the block. So if he tries to drop the Koopa and the Mega Koopa and let it run around, it won't go past the block. And if Junior ends up trying to put it over the block, you can just jump and make a wall. And once you make a wall, that's when the whole match just goes to shit. There's just not much he can do about it at all. He's just forced to hold it. The matchup is just really bad for Junior. And I've played it a lot as well. I think once Junior get in, he can do some things, but it's like I've never I never feel threatened because I'm just as long as I have a block next to me, I never feel threatened. It's like it feels impossible for him to ever get in. Any more plus twos? I mean all the heavies. I'll get it out of the way now. I think Bowser's the only heavy that doesn't get +2, in my opinion. I don't really have to go into too much detail about Donkey Kong. He gets edge guarded really hard. Neutral's really rough for him. He gets less trapped really hard. He gets comboed very hard. He doesn't have much combos on Steve as well. Oh no, he does, but he's not ever getting combos on Steve because he's never getting close in the first place. He surprisingly deals with blocks very well, but against DK, blocks aren't really necessary. That's not the whole matchup anyways, which is really unfortunate because he's one of the better characters at dealing with blocks in my opinion. Back air melts blocks. Down B goes straight through blocks. It's very good. Third block, let's say kill Chrom. Yup! And Chrom still wins. Moving along to the +2s. Where's K-Roll at? K-Roll! I'll just get all the heavies in there. Because they all, for the same reason that DK loses, they all lose. I think Incineroar actually might not be so bad. I think it's bad. I think it's pretty bad. For all the reasons that DK loses, these guys will lose as well. Every super heavy. And none of them have redeeming qualities. They all lose for the exact same reasons. Where's DD at? Dumb penguin. There he goes. That should finish it up for +2s. I think Kirby's in +2 as well. Kirby, though, Kirby actually does really good. His grounded normals are very good against Steve. I mean, there is that. But again, he's not really good at dealing with minecart. Once he gets blocks too, he can't get much off of blocks anyways. So his power-up isn't really that good against Steve in the first place. He can't less trap Steve ever. Steve can less trap Kirby to hell and back. Neutral again is also really rough. That's like the common theme here. If neutral is rough for you against Steve, you're probably gonna be a +2. Because Steve's neutral isn't supposed to be amazing. You know, it's supposed to be bad. But if your neutral is rough against Steve, then you're probably in this category right here. Also, Kirby just gets outranged, and which is really hard for Kirby. I mean, that's like his main weakness. Not really much to it. Any more +2 before I move on? Yo, Sweet Salt with the tier 1 for 2 months. Can you get a pong right now? Thank you so much, my guy. Appreciate it.
All right, now put Cloud all the way in -2 lol.
All right, I'll do Cloud real quick. All right, Cloud is our worst matchup in my opinion. He has everything that you need to beat Steve. There's okay. I'll say this again later, But to beat Steve, you need two things. You need range and speed. But you can have range without speed, but you can't have speed without range. So, but the thing is, if you have both of them, you body Steve, which is what Cloud is. Cloud has speed and range. He shuts down all that he wants to do. Neutral is very rough because he can delete every block with forward air, right, and just sit there at mid range because he has so much range. He can delete the blocks, fade back while hitting the blocks, and just sit there. And now there are no blocks between me and him, and I'm forced to just go for a guess because I can't react to any of his options at mid range. And then he can react to all my options though and punish them. Edge trapping can be really, really rough. I mean, Steve doesn't get edge trapped, but Cloud is very good at catching or catching options if he goes for a read, right? He has what most characters don't have, because Steve doesn't get edge trapped, right? But if you go for a read, you can like try to hard call him out. Yo, Wizzy with the raid. Thanks so much, my guy. I appreciate it. I was just doing a chart right now. How you doing, my guy? Talk to me. I haven't seen you here in a minute, dude. Like I was saying though, most characters, if they go for a call out against Steve, they can't really hit him because he's just so far away or he's so far down. Cloud can though, and you can't really play against Cloud either. That's sure. I think Mario's 50. Yeah, no, I think he is too. I'll get to him soon though. I'm just doing Cloud because someone subbed. Cloud, like I said though, he can actually deal with planking. If he just tries his limit, he can just drop down into a side B, and because it's invincible, you can't challenge it. And once the Cloud catches onto that, and he charges limit and stands at ledge, it puts you in the horrible guessing scenario that you never want to be in. Of will he go off stage and side B, or will he wait on stage and read my my get up option, which is why playing against Cloud is never really worth it unless you're very confident or he has very low meter and you have a little time to do it. All right, have a good one, bro. I'll see you soon at tournaments. See you at Genesis, bro. Can't wait to see you there, bro. Take care. But yeah, no, Cloud is a really problem matchup. It's still very doable though, because Steve's combos work very well on him. Steve destroys this character off stage. Like it's one dirt block will kill him, one down tilt will kill him, one down smash will kill him. It's a matter of putting him there though. It's very hard to put him there. I think Steve mains are very spoiled in my opinion. Steve can up smash, limit cross slash though, which is funny. He can. What I do is I'll parry the last hit of it every single time. Because I just I value the punish a lot more over the damage you'll get off of it. So, like I was saying though, when Steve gets in though, he will kill Cloud. When Cloud is off stage, if you're not greedy and you just down tilt, because down tilt will combo to forward air, all right. Or if you put a block down, 99% of the time he will die. But the thing is, it's putting him there. Putting him off stage is very hard because it is Cloud. You can use incredible neutral, so getting in on him is very hard. You do it. You do 7 tier list a month. I haven't done a tier list in a long time, so I'm doing one right now. I have to. It's content as well, Jabari. It's content. It's content. But what else? I think that's like the whole matchup. It's very bad for that reason. All right, neutral is rough. That's the main reason. Neutral and mid range. But once Steve gets in, he will probably kill Cloud, which is why I say Steve mains are very privileged and spoiled. Because this -2, like if you took another person, right, put them on Steve and they played against Cloud, they're like, wow, this does not feel like -2, It's a very privileged matchup, right? Moving along, back to +1s, all right? Oh, Little Mac gets destroyed. This is the one character in my opinion that has like, this is a match start, yes. This is the one character that will have their worst matchup is probably Steve. Little Mac gets destroyed. Against Joker, I'll get to that soon. I'm going in order right now, from losing to winning, or from winning to losing. Little Mac gets one block in neutral will destroy him. Just one block down, and he has to either side B over it, jump over it, and every time Steve can just hold up tilt, and it will cover everything. It will cover literally everything. When he's off stage, down tilt will kill him every time. Just down tilt. One dirt block will kill him. Any left trap will kill him. His combos work. Steve's combos. Little Mac is one of the best characters to combo. It's so easy to combo Little Mac with Steve because, and also the thing is, SDI, Little Mac SDI doesn't matter at all. Usually against other characters he has to adjust for SDI. Against Little Mac you don't. I don't know why it's like that, but Little Mac cannot SDI that far away. I don't know how it works, but he just can't get away with SDI, or well, nearly as far away. So you can just blank out and just combo him like you're comboing a level 3 CPU, and it'll feel the same. And I think what Mac has though is ground game, but it's not like he ever gets to use it with the one block in the way, you know? Steve, gameable recovery tier. Yeah. Yo, fun times! Thanks for the Prime Gamer. I appreciate it, my guy. Thank you, thank you. Any other character you want me to do? I'll do it right now for you, bro. Zelda +2? Nah, +1. Thank you for the Prime game. Can I get a Pog right now, please, chat? Poggin. Pogs, please. Poggers. Pogs, please. And thank you for our new Prime Gaming. Alright, moving along. +1s, +1s. I think that's all +2s, right? Yeah. Where's Mythro on the matchup chart? I'll show you. Don't worry, don't worry. We'll get to that. We'll get to it. +1s. We'll start off with Fox. Holy balls. Is this matchup so bad for Fox? Man. Actually, okay. So, Greninja and Fox. Whatever I say will apply to both these characters. They body us in neutral. They body us in disadvantage state. Their recoveries are the problem, and their fall speed is the problem. If Steve will just hold A, they will die. Every time. Let me get a clip for you, alright? We'll go to Twitch real quick. This is what happens when you just hold A, alright? Imagine this, but it's every stock. This is quite literally the saddest matchup in the game, in my opinion. It's so rough. Look at this. Look. I get one read and he's dead. I got one read, now he's dead. That's the entire matchup. It's so sad because that's what happens. That's what happens to both of them. It doesn't matter how good they are. If I get one hit, I don't hit them at all. On purpose, you don't do your normal combos, your normal B&Bs, because one jab and they die. Any tool, they will die. It's just very sad. No matter what they do. And no amount of copium will ever let them say that it's a winning matchup. They're victims. Do not let a Fox or a Greninja run to you and say it's a winning matchup. Guys, you are victims. Your best reps agree that these are losing matchups. You're victims. Come on now. All right, moving along. Falco. No, Falco. Actually, no. Not even close. Any other winning matchups? Oh, Banjo, for sure. You can just drop onto TNT and Fox while he's recovering. You can, but you don't need to. Just forward there. He will just die. Banjo. I think this matchup is like, there's not much Banjo can do against Steve in terms of like he'll get like his like 4% combos, which work really good on Steve again because Steve is really easy to combo. All right, we'll get that out of the way. Most characters who have combos, it'll work very good on Steve. Okay, we'll say that right now. The thing is though, there's not really much he can do about blocks. All right, he can forward air them, but once you get to wood and stone, they'll eat the forward air pretty well. Down tilt's really good against blocks though. You can down tilt the blocks and get under them. Down tilt has really good range as well. Ike does not lose to Steve. But he has some great tools to deal with Minecraft as well. He can go for a hard call out into a side B. He can do when he gets trapped, he can do drop down side B and then just eat through everything. The thing is though, he doesn't have a great way of getting in if the Steve knows what he wants to do. If I know he's gonna down tilt, I just add an extra block and make the wall like too thick. And then now he can't do anything about it. Or if I know he's gonna fair to the block, I can S smash him. Because his S smash has way more range than his forward air, alright? There's not much he can do about anything that Steve wants to do in terms of camping. Also, Steve's combos are really well on him. And Steve does really good at keeping advantage on Banjo, I feel like. If Banjo doesn't have any Wonder Wings, the whole matchup just goes to shit. I think the whole matchup depends on Banjo having Wonder Wings. Because if you have a Wonder Wing, then I'll be like, okay, well, now I can't push advantage here because he might just Wonder Wing and kill me, right? But the moment he runs out of Wonder Wings, which is usually what happens at the end of every stock, because you need to use Wonder Wing in this matchup, it becomes like 70-30 matchup because there's not much he can do in advantage ever, right? I feel like the whole matchup relies on Banjo holding Wonder Wing. Not even just using it, just holding it though. That's like the whole matchup. I feel like if he just had a little more Wonder Wing usage, or if he never lost Wonder Wing, I think Banjo would win this matchup. But the thing is, yeah, you need to approach Steve to do better, because Steve will get materials, and once Steve gets diamond, there are no characters who beat him. Once Steve gets diamond, every character becomes an even or a +1 matchup. That's just facts. Yeah, no, Wonder Wing is so good. There shouldn't be a limit on it, though, in my opinion. There should be at least a higher limit. Give him 10. Give him 10 Wonder Wings. Spin! I hate this fan so much. I think his biggest weakness is that he only has 5 wings. Against Steve, he needs way more than those, you know? Any more +1s? Bowser! I forgot. So whatever I said about Fox and Green Ninja applies to Bowser. But then there's more. Because it works until 70% instead of just 40%. And he gets edge trapped to hell and back. Neutral is very rough for Bowser. Bowser can't land on Steve, because up to will beat every single thing. Or every single option. 10 Wonder Wings is wild. Banjo needs it. What's good, Zenada? But Banjo needs 10 Wonder Wings, bro. I think he really does. But Bowser, for all just the same reason that Fox and Green Ninja loses, is why Bowser loses. There's not much Bowser can do if I just hold A, and he will just die every single time. We'll hold Banjo back from being meta defying. He needs more. Just give him more. He needs more Wonder Wings. I don't care. Make him better. He's Banjo. He deserves to be better. All right, any more +1s? All right. Oh, PK kids, obviously. These are debatable. No, not debatable +2s. Diddy, do Diddy. You know, I'll do Diddy just for you after this. All right. PK kids. So you don't actually play this matchup. So okay. Steve and Lucas, I think, are very good at avoiding most of Steve's kind of like bullshit, you know? Which is like, you know, well, Yonni, if they do, then, you know, how are they a losing matchup? It's the fact that Steve has good range. You play this matchup like a Swordy instead of like Steve, and you'll do really good against Lucas and Ness. It's not about using your cheese and your combos. It's about playing more like a Swordy and just and walling them out. I realized this while playing Atada. I learned it mid-set. I'm like, oh wait, let me just start, you know, walling him out instead of going for more combos or more ledge traps, you know? I stopped using TNT, and I was going for more dash attacks and forward airs, and I would use a lot more blocks. Just let them pick at the blocks. I get my materials, and once he gets like any other material other than wood, it gets so much easier for you to accomplish that, because it just has more knockback. So you can just hit him way much more. I think, and then adding on minecart will armor through all of Ness's aerials except neutral air and back air. Soft hit and air will get armored through. Up air will get armored through. Forward will get armored through. Ness can't edge guard Steve ever without just doing a pinpoint aerial like an air or a back air. What makes Ness's edge guarding so good is that multi hits have more, you know they're longer, so you can like scoop them up with a forward air or hit them with an up air, catch an up air. But you can't do that against Steve for Ness at least. Lucas doesn't have any of that. Lucas just has to go for just single hit aerials, which aren't really good for edge guarding Steve's minecart, you know. Yo-Yo against Ness doesn't really do anything against Steve if you know how to play against it. Just instead of going to ledge, just place a block. Never use. So I've learned to never use up B against Ness. Never up B to ledge against Ness. And if you're the Ness player and you see Steve go for up B, they're going above you. They're never going to ledge. They're going around you. Just go for the call out. But the thing as Steve, you should never go for up B against Ness. Just go for minecart and place a block. And if you don't have a minecart, you'll have enough drift at least to place a block below the ledge, right? And then block closer and closer to him and then up smash him or hit him while he's doing the yo-yo, because it will beat it out. You can allow to do it on the stage. I won't recommend that because it's hard to do that. And if you bonk, you will die at 0. All right, now let's do Diddy because everyone wants to do Diddy. Diddy Kong, I used to think was even, but I think it's a +1. Banana in this matchup feels non-existent if I just minecart, because minecart, if the banana's on, so the thing about banana, right, is its main purpose, it's so good at controlling stage, right? But if it's on the ground and Steve minecarts, it will delete it. It will just straight up delete the banana. And if Steve is in the cart, the banana will always get armored. Even at late percent when the armor is weakened, Steve will always armor through the banana in the minecart. Which, and if you do it while Diddy tosses at you, you will punish him for throwing it because you'll armor through it and you'll hit him for it. What's good, Rid? How you doing? That's how it works. Like Banana is like such a non-factor in this matchup. The whole matchup is just at least have one iron on you. And the threat of iron is so good against Diddy Kong. Did you really put Mac in +2? Yeah. Oh, hot take. My bad. But the threat of minecart alone makes Banana so like irrelevant in the matchup, which is what Diddy Kong needs, right? Look at other bad matchups for Diddy Kong. A lot of them revolve on Diddy not being able to use Banana, like Villager, right? Villager's pockets Banana. That the matchup is so AIDS now. But Diddy just has a thing against zoners. I don't. It just his design flaw. He's really bad against zoners. But great takes on you all around. Thank you, Aaron. I appreciate it. That's just like the thing about Diddy. I think if Banana didn't if Banana hit Steve out of minecart, if it would knock Steve out of minecart, or if minecart didn't delete the Banana, it'd be way better. What's gonna Diddy's fine against zoner. He just sucks against the ones that leave their stuff on stage. Yeah. Also blocks. Diddy does pretty good against blocks in my opinion. Which is, you know, really unfortunate because the Banana's the main problem. But blocks against Diddy does really good against blocks. I think falling forward air will hit every single block, which is crazy. F tilt, down tilt will do a lot of damage to blocks. But it's just minecart. That's the main deal of the matchup. And also edge guarding is so bad. If against Diddy Kong, if you go off stage and place a dirt block, he is forced to go around it, which again is a free down smash, free down tilt. If you force Diddy Kong to have to beat, one block will guarantee a kill because he's forced to go around it, and all you have to do is down smash or down tilt. Most of Ariel's trade, yeah. Zenodo thinks Diddy does not lose to zoners. Pog, he put Pog in all caps. Everyone laugh at him. Most of the Ariel's just trading. Yeah, minecart is really broken. In my opinion, you need disjoint to deal with Steve, which is why there's a trend here. Nobody here has disjoint or good disjoint. You know, nobody here has has a sword. The trend for Steve matchup charts. And moving along. Game & Watch. What I said about Game & Watch, I think applies to what I said about Steve and Lucas applies to Game & Watch. Game & Watch is just very good. Does Crown go through blocks? No. It's offset blocks. Carol should not be an even. Nothing goes through blocks. That's a projectile. Nothing goes through it. Minecart always destroys Isabel's landmine. I know. It's very rough. I'll get to her in a second. Game & Watch, I think, loses for the same reason that Ness and Lucas does. If you start playing like a swordy instead of Steve, right, you'll do a lot better. Don't ever go for TNTs in the matchup. Just go for at least stoner iron, and you'll be better off. Do exactly as I said, as you would against Ness, and you'll do good against Game & Watch. That's like the whole thing. Blunderbuss is so good in the Steve matchup. How? Ridley's not +2. Ridley's +1. I'll get to him right now. He's not +1 or +2 because he actually has pretty good disjoint against Steve. The thing is, it's just his nair. It's just his nair and forward air that are good at helping him play decent mid range against Steve. It's all he has though. And the punishes Steve gets against Ridley's are like if you just like the thing about Ridley, all right, he has the same drawbacks as all these heavies. So for every reason I've said that these heavies lose is why Ridley does bad, right? But Ridley at least has his nair and forward air and F tilt. Yes, F tilt. Think remind me. Ridley at least has those, which let him play have decent K-Roll's cannon gun. Chat, why do you think K-Roll does so good against Steve? He doesn't. Trust he doesn't. He doesn't. I think oh, I forgot about Samus. I'll get to her. Ridley, it's hard carried by in this matchup by his few moves with good range. I think, like I said, to do good against Steve, you need range, but you can't have the drawbacks of heavies and still do good. Also, like I said, against Ridley, one block off stage will kill him. One dirt block off stage will kill him. So if you ever force him to do up B, one dirt block is a guaranteed kill every single time. K-Roll is definitely not as good as Steve. That's what I'm saying, dude. What Blunderbuss is? Oh, Blunderbuss is a yeah. K-Roll's neutral B. We'll move on. I forgot to do Samus. Samus I thought was +2. It's +2. +1. +2. I think Steve, I've played Teaser so much, and every time Teaser has won, which is not many, is a total of 3 times. 3 or 4 times in our lifetime record. 3 or 4 times, and I've like, I can look up our set count right now. I beat him in the reset, but then he beat me in the grands player head to head at the last tournament. Search Teaser Yonni. What do you mean I don't exist? Hello? Am I not a player? What do you mean 0 sets? Okay, whatever. I played Teaser since like last year at like the first offline tournament. Our set count is very skewed towards my favor. Steve makes up, dude. Steve covers such. If you're the worst player and you play Steve, you will beat good Samus players because there's so much that Samus has to work around. Forward air will get armored through by minecart. Blocks will stop every projectile without getting damaged. Samus can't let's trap that well if Steve drops off in blocks, right? If Steve is being greedy and doesn't drop off block, which is what I was doing, then he will get less trapped. But if he just drops off block, he won't get less trapped. Combo will really well get Samus. Samus gets bodied at the edge. She gets less trapped very hard. She gets edge guarded very hard. Down tilt covers. If Samus is doing all of her down B bullshit, just wait at ledge and just down tilt. Just down tilt and it'll combo into combo to forward air, and you just do forward air, jab forward air, and it will kill Samus every single time. Even at 0%, it'll kill her. Samus, what she has, I think maybe like her F tilt's pretty good at poking at blocks, but Steve can still punish it. She can't poke at blocks safely. That's like the main thing. She cannot poke at blocks safely at all without getting punished for them. I saw Samus there bounce off the wall and instantly knew that matchup wasn't it. Yeah, Teaser hates the matchup. If you see Teaser beat a Steve, like when I was playing him at Richardson the other day, when he beat me, I felt like I was just outplayed. There was no bullshit at all. I'm like, he's just a better player. Steve beats Cloud. He's good edge guarding. Shut up, bot. That's just what it is. It might be +1, but I think it's +2. For like it's a really bad matchup. I think I'll leave it at +2. +1. I'll leave it at +1. I'll do +1. I'll do +1. But it's still doable in my opinion. It's not like fucking. I don't want to put it comparable to like Little Max Steve. It's not that bad. Any more winning match? Lucario. I think same for Dark Samus. Yeah, the same character. So this matchup is awkward because or not awkward at all. Awkward for Lucario though. When Lucario gets Aura, the one thing he has is his side B, and not him hitting the side B. The range on his side B. It will poke very far through blocks, which is really good. It's what you need. It's comparable to like how Sephiroth will do F tilt against blocks, right? But that's only when he has Aura, right? And against Lucario, he cannot deal with Steve planking. So what happens when Lucario gets Aura is that you plank. You run off stage and you plank, because now Lucario has nothing for that. And if he tries to do down air or neutral B, you up smash him. And now he lost all of his Aura. How heavy is Steve? He's Joker weight. I think he's like 1 behind Joker. He's pretty light. He should be lighter though. I don't know why he's not light enough, or why he's not lighter. But yeah, no. I think all Lucario has is side B at Aura percents. Puff is winning. Nah, Puff's not winning. Trust. That's about it. I think neutral's very awkward for Lucario. Again, Lucario gets camped out very hard. So when you put Lucario against one of the hardest campers in the game, it's kind of rough. You can't really deal with blocks that well. Down tilt's pretty good at dealing with third blocks only. Once Steve gets wood or stone, Lucario's not breaking any blocks ever. Unless he gets Aura and starts spamming back air, which you can just outrange with F smash. Like I said, chat, when I say dealing with blocks, I don't mean in the terms of can they break blocks really fast? Can they break blocks safely? If I can come up to them and F smash through the blocks, that's not safely, alright? if I can dash tech them for breaking the blocks, it's not safe for me. You know, when I mean safely, I mean like Cloud forward air. I just can't punish that. Even on parry at max range, I can't punish it. You know. Wolf Villager Light? I don't think he is. Let me check real quick. I'm pretty sure Steve is Joker Light. We can check right now though. Stats. Jump height. Weights. Yeah, Steve is oh, they're all the same. Okay, Joker is 93, Steve is 92. So Ice Climber, Lucario, Wolf, Villager. Yeah, so you were right. Technically, we were all right. Mythra being that heavy, by the way, is wild to me. Mythra should be over here. Why is Mythra comparable to Steve? What? That is wild. Anyways, let's move along. More winning Meta Knight. I think this matchup isn't that bad for Meta Knight. Dude, Meta Knight combos work the best on Steve. So if Meta Knight hits you, you will die. I fought Bonk a lot. If Meta Knight hits you, you will just die. You will just die. The thing is, though, getting that hit isn't that. Also, I'm the only Steve that SDIs against him, so he has to go for like SDI guesses, obviously. But most of the time, where Corrin at, Corrin doesn't lose to Steve. Even with SDI. He will get the 0. So the thing is, though, getting in on Steve is very hard as Meta Knight, and minecart destroys everything. Meta Knight has to go for a hard call out on Meta Knight because most of his arrows are multi-hit. So, and down air forward, they just get armored through. So, the thing about Meta Knight is that minecart just deals with him very well. Minecart alone will deal with him very well. What else is there? Neutral isn't really that bad for Meta Knight. Mid-range is... The thing is, if you don't have strong mid-range, it's hard to play against Steve, right? Meta Knight does get comboed very hard too. For how hard he combos Steve, he gets comboed very hard as well. Even with SDI, he falls very fast. Also, minecart. Meta Knight is one of the 2 characters that when he gets minecarted will get F smashed because when he pops out of the minecart, he will fall low enough that I can F smash him and he's still in lag. Hey man, I didn't make the game. But yeah, he's one of the characters that will fall low enough, and I can just F smash him out of the minecart every single time. And just, hey man, GG's, have fun. Where's the other character? The other character was who was the other one? Was it Sheik? I think it was Sheik. I think it's Sheik. There's only 2 characters though. I think the other one is Sheik though. Moving along though. Winning matchups. Palu! Thank God we beat this character. Thank God, as in blocks beat this character. I think if Steve just didn't have blocks, it'd obviously be a losing matchup for Steve. Blocks carry alone. Blocks will force her to recover high, which is it's so bad for Palutena, right? What do you call it? Blocks in neutral are very good because they will delete explosive flames. They will delete auto reticle. Right, she's forced to hit it with an aerial, and none of her aerials have enough range to where she can she won't get punished by Steve's F smash. No, not a single one. Whatever aerial she does, if Steve is at the blocks, he can punish it safely. What else is there? When you jab Palutena 1 time, she will die. What's good, Anti-Nexus? What's good, Kark? No, you're right here. It won't delete these nuts. Facts. Yeah, no, blocks ruin everybody. Blocks, when she's off stage, 1 dirt block forces her to go high. Again, you down tilt F smash, it's a free kill. Because down tilt will combo with the forward, down smash will just kill them. Because the angle sends that. It's one of those matchups where it's revolved around blocks and just cheesing. Because it's just that easy against Palutena. Rob Long, I'll get to that, don't worry. Inkling, I'll get to that. That's the gist of the matchup. I think Palutena plays mid-range very well. The matchup isn't undoable by any means, but it is very skewed into Steve's favor because of blocks. And I have fought a lot of good Palutenas to back that up. If any Palu says that it's not losing, they haven't fought me yet. Moving along. Min! This matchup used to be seen as like one of Steve's worst matchups, but as the meta progressed and as everyone realized how to play against Min, it's not really that bad anymore. It's not even because of the nerfs. One of the nerfs in particular made it very bad for Min, because now she has no safe pressure against Steve's shield. without Ram Ram at least. No, even with Ram Ram, there's no safe pressure. Mimi can't pressure Steve's shield anymore because of the nerfs, right? Even with Ram Ram, I can forward her out of shield, and she gets comboed very hard. So if she's taking a forwarder, she's gonna probably die. To forward her, jab, forward her, up tilt, block, up tilt, nil into incredible combo that's deserved. The matchup has dissolved down to there's just actually there's two ways you can play the matchup, right? You can play it as in you can just camp very hard, and she can't really get in ever, or you can just spam minecart. Because if you minecart from like, if Minmin's right here and you're at this angle, she cannot deal with it. She can't deal with the minecart in a safe way. She can jump Ram, but if you jump out of minecart forward, you always hit her. If she stays in cart, then you'll end up getting the 50-50 hit. Where if you shield, or if they're in shield right here and you minecart them, it's a 50-50. Do they roll in and then you punish their roll in, or do they jump and you punish their jump? They can't do anything else. This going on YouTube? Yes, sir. Supercut. She get obsessed with minecart? No, I don't think she can. Not anymore, at least. She used to. I'm pretty sure in the recent patch she can't. Not when it's right there, though. I'm pretty sure. But even if she could, it's not like you can win the matchup off of that alone, anyways. Because you could just jump out of the minecart sooner and then go for the 50-50 regardless. Because you don't. For that to work, you don't have to hit their shield. You could just jump out of the minecart and then force an option even sooner. If you're right here and you jump out like right here, the minecart's going right here. She's forced to do an option way sooner. So now she's forced to just guess and go for either a roll or a jump, and nothing else is gonna work. How good is your edge guarding against him? Not really that good. If Steve just chooses to go high every time, she can't do anything about it. She just can't do anything about it. And even at ledge, I could just drop off and plank for a bit if I really need to. But Steve is better off not grabbing ledge against Min. If you grab ledge against Min, you won't have an easy time getting off of it. You will take a few hits, even if you jump and then you know, try to go high. Your best bet is just going high from the start. So when you get hit, right? Just immediate jump minecart and then jump out of the minecart immediately. And then this leaves a guess to where if you will stall and place a block or do an up B immediately, or just do another minecart. And then you know they can't just cover all of that, so they're forced to go for a single guess. They can try to up B and hit you if you're going to minecart, or just go for another ram if you're going to wait there. Her 2 frames do suck. Well no, they don't suck. She has ram. They do not suck. They don't suck. What is this? I saw this. This is copium. Lucario over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Lucario over 12 characters who have actually made top 8 at a major or something good, when Lucario has done nothing. That's the first thing I saw. That's the first thing that was on my mind. I'm at copium overload. I'm good. Come on, Lucario. You're my boy, but that was copium overload, dude. Come on now. Dude, I made a tier list for that. I made a tier list for that. Lucario mains are in copium, dude. Look, I put them right here. Copium OD. Your character is mid. Stop lying to yourself. Alright, moving along though. Link! I used to think that this matchup was even for a small period of time, thinking that Link won. But the copy's really good today. I think being slow is such a detriment against Steve. If you don't have like at least some mobility in the air, right? I think the range doesn't matter, right? If range is all you have and not a single lick of mobility, it doesn't really matter. There's not really long range is Steve's best sort of play, because no projectile in the game is going through blocks. So as much as Link wants to play long range, he can't, and he can't play up close either, because Steve will outbox him to hell and back, and he will die to everything that Steve does. Edge guarding is also really good. If Link does not bomb recover, he will get destroyed at ledge. He has to bomb recover every single time and go above ledge, or he will get bopped, which is unfortunate because at low percents, Link won't be getting hit far enough from the bomb to avoid ledge. So I just down tilt forward is free every time. Edge traps are free against Link. It's a very unfortunate match in my opinion. I've forced most Links to switch off Link every time I fight them. It's just a bad matchup, in my opinion. I think against Steve, you need at least a little bit of mobility. Like, if you're at least semi-decent fast in like the air, that's good enough, you know? If you have quite literally no speed and you're all range, it's just not enough. You need that movement, you know? Like, if Link at least had like a little more air mobility, he could just like weave in and out with forward air, you know? Weave in and out with or just do F tilt out of range and maybe just, you know, like just something, man, you know? But there's not enough range to where, like, put it this way, right? If I parry any of his aerials, I can punish all of them. Not a single one's safe on parry, you know? Which most all sword characters have on Steve. Link counters a fast faller, right? Nah. He won't get combo like he'll get comboed like Little Mac. It's pretty hard. It's a pretty rough. Cloud above Joker. Well, of course Cloud is above Joker. Sheik. Jake Steels is rough. Any more plus ones? Kazuya. I think Steve. Okay, so I think Kazuya's broken. All right. I think Steve is Kazuya's worst matchup in the game, and even then, it's only +1. It's either Steve or Sonic, in my opinion. The thing is, I think so Sonic is worse in my opinion, but even then, Kazuya is broken. I think this character is like the second coming of Jesus Christ himself. I think Kazuya is literally broken. He can invincible dash at you. The only way Steve can stop that is with one block. That's like the whole matchup is placing one block in center stage and then one block next to you. And Kazuya's forced to jump over it and then you anti-air him. Or Kazuya tries to break it and then you outrange him. He's so broken. Oh, I spit everywhere. Kazuya is actually so ridiculously broken, dude. It's just like the whole matchup is playing his hit and run. Don't go for your combos. The thing is, a player like me will always try to out combo a Kazuya player, which is what I normally do, right? Because I'm confident in my combos, right? And Kazuya players just aren't there yet. So for now, I'll just go for like out damaging them or just out comboing them, right? But in the near future, I know the whole matchup is going to devolve into I hit you one time, I'm running away. I hit you another time, I'm running away. I'm not gonna overextend one time for a single hit, because when you hit me, you will kill me. Lasers don't do anything against blocks. They'll delete one block. A laser will delete one block. So if a Kazuya, also you can just crash on the lasers. So is it going on Twitter? Probably. You can just straight up crash on the lasers as Steve. So there you go. Whose emote is that? Riddles. Oh man, it's broken. What's good, Knuckles? How you doing? Yeah, it's going great so far. Any more +1s? Not +1. Oh, Zelda. Blocks is again a common theme here. Blocks, no, corn's not +1. Blocks are the entire matchup for Zelda. The thing is, Zelda has Phantom, which will go through blocks and will put it'll add pressure. You're forced to back away from the blocks. And if she wants to, she can run up while the Phantom's behind her, destroy the blocks, and now you're forced to shield. Which happens a lot more than you think it would. The ledge for Zelda is pretty rough, though. Again, one dirt block, and she's forced to go over it, or else it'll just kill her, just outright. She doesn't have much against Steve, close range especially, which is like if Steve gets in, he will probably just kill Zelda. Not even off of one combo. He'll probably just overwhelm her and kill her. Because Steve is really good at staying close while doing his damage. Because most of his combos are like right in front of him. Like okay, that sounded weird, but Steve's advantage state isn't like other characters where they'll hit you and then they'll run at you and just juggle you. If Steve's at advantage state, he's just comboing you, all right, or he's just hitting you, but like all his moves like will keep you really close to him because he's really slow, you know. He can't just like up air you and then just run at you and jump up air you, you know. Like, if you get in on Zelda, you're staying in on Zelda, right? And the thing is, it's not hard to get on Zelda anyways, because you can just minecart, and it'll usually beat out everything. If she does a sour spot aerial, like, if it's not lightning kick, it will just armor through it. And it's damn hard to just lightning kick a minecart, right? Like, it's really not happening. She's forced to Nero's love, and if you just jump out of minecart, you just punish it every time with falling forward air, or just a falling down tilt or falling grab, because there's so much lag on it. And I feel like all that Zelda really has in this matchup is Phantom, because it forces Steve to get a little more creative. I have to back up from blocks, or else Phantom's gonna hit me, and I don't want it to get a true grab punish off Phantom. Steve is +2. Oh yeah, yeah, I forgot about Mewtwo. I forgot. Let me do this again. I think Mewtwo's worst matchup is Steve. It's not Falco. I think it's Steve. I think Steve does everything that Falco does, but better on Mewtwo, in my opinion. There's quite literally up tilt. It's just Falco up tilt, but it works at every %. It never ends. It just never ends. Blocks accomplish what lasers do for Mewtwo, where it just makes Shadow Ball useless in the matchup. The tail doesn't even matter in the hitbox. Off stage is so much worse for Mewtwo in the Steve matchup, though. Again, one dirt block will get Mewtwo. So Mewtwo is forced to go above Steve. So if you do one dirt block and they have to go around the block, then it's free down tilt, free down smash, and it will kill them. Combos on Mewtwo work way too well. Mewtwo gets comboed like he's Ridley, but he's as light as fucking Pikachu. So you could just down tilt. It's just up tilt alone. Fox Mewtwo is way worse. It might be. I'm just saying that this matchup is a very bad matchup for Mewtwo. Mock Rocks officially stated that Steve is the best up tilt in the game. No, Steve's up tilt is by far the best. It's one of the best moves in the game, in my opinion. Who wouldn't benefit off Steve up tilt, you know? But yeah, no. Back to Mewtwo. Mewtwo doesn't have anything. Mewtwo quite literally has nothing in this matchup. It sucks. One block isn't enough for Mewtwo, by the way. It is enough. Unless the block is at ledge. You want to put it one below ledge. If it's at ledge, any character can do it at the right angle. Even Palu. If it's at ledge, if you go from this angle, so if you go to the corner of the block, then you'll always grab the ledge. You have to go one below. Because if you go right here, so here's the block, right? If it's aligned with the ledge, okay? If it's aligned with the ledge, every character can go from the side. Every single character can go from the side. You have to go one below ledge to where they're forced to go around the block. And it's a free down tilt. And the thing is, if you do it one below the ledge, and they don't angle it correctly, they'll hit the wall of the block and go straight up. And y'all know that glitch with teleport recoveries. If they hit a wall, they go straight up. So if you put it one below ledge and they don't go around it correctly, they'll hit the wall and go straight up. Free punish. Confusion alone makes us. When are you ever getting a confusion against Steve? Mewtwo after. Okay, Venom. Most characters have a way to destroy blocks, all right? But not most characters have a way to destroy blocks safely. Yeah, you can F tilt it. I can F smash your F tilt, right? You have to think of a way to destroy blocks that safely won't get you in harm's way, right? Not most characters have that, you know? Not even Palutena has that. Palutena doesn't have a way to destroy blocks safely, you know? And Mewtwo definitely won't, because most of the attacks are with his tail anyways, you know? Best block breaker? Cloud. I think probably Cloud. Or Olimar. Cloud or Olimar are the best block breakers in my opinion. My card and down air. Down tilt, down smash as well? What do you mean? No, I'm saying moves that safely break the block. None of those are safe. None of those are safe against these blocks. Because I am right there, I'm actionable to hit Mewtwo. Alright, there you go. I'm saying Mewtwo has no safe ways of breaking the blocks, you know? Like, look at Cloud. If Cloud is a max range forward air at the blocks, even if I parry it, I can't punish him. I'm at a worse spot if I do parry it. Because now I'm in my mind, or no, in the Cloud's mind, they know I'm gonna go for an option to try and punish the parried forward air, and they'll shield and then punish me for it. Facts, Unholy. Any more plus ones? Oh, Isabel. Yeesh, dude. Fair is safe? No, it's not. No aerial safe. A landing aerial will never be safe against blocks, because I can just preemptively S-smash. They're never safe. No landing aerial in the game is safe against these blocks. Unless they have good range, like Cloud forward air. You think Carol's only -1 or 0.5? Get off of Wi-Fi, my brother. You're godlike, but get off of Wi-Fi. What's good, Cobb? How you doing, my guy? I swear Cloud was only made to be busted. I know, dude. Cloud was made to actually body Steve. All right, anyways, back to my chart. Isabelle, I think, is another unfortunate matchup. Brother, I play on him at every big tournament I go to. All right, well, you're just better than him. Just consider the following. You're just better than him. You're better. It's just, that's how it is, Koppel. You're just a better player. Like I said, matchup charts don't define if a character can or can't beat Steve. A chart, like I said, it's just to let you know who has better tools against Steve. All right. I think any character in the game though has good enough tools to beat Steve. I don't think any character in the game except like Little Mac just can't win against Steve. In my humble opinion. All right. I think every character has what it takes, which is why there's a lot more +1s than +2s. My charts are a lot less +2s, just a lot more +1s because at least every character has like some tools, you know. Even Carol has some tools, you know. I think even +2s have tools against Steve. Steve, like I said, Steve isn't one to define a meta, more so gatekeep a lot of characters. And even then, you can still do good against Steve with any character, in my opinion. Right? Anyways, back to my chart. Isabelle, her traps don't work. You can't even place down your Lloyd without it getting broken by Steve's minecart. Her edge traps won't work against Steve because I'm never getting edge trapped in the first place against Steve, or against Isabelle anyways, right? Her slingshot's pretty good if Steve is being a little more lazy and not building blocks. Blocks will shut down Isabelle though. Not much you can do about it. She has no safe ways of breaking any blocks. I think she does very good at avoiding Steve's ledge traps because she could just go over Steve. And Steve's sometimes too slow to punish her or to run at her punisher. But if she has to touch a ledge, she's stuck there. Her pocket though is really good at making some ledge traps avoidable. Like sometimes I'll read in a second. Sometimes I will avoid ledge traps against Isabelle because I don't want to let her like pocket my anvil or let her pocket my TNT. And even then, something about Isabelle and Villager that's crazy. That unlike other characters, if you pocket Steve's stuff, Steve can just spawn another one. And whatever Steve like for example, if you spawn a minecart, if Isabelle will toss your minecart at your minecart, right? If I spawn a new one, my mine will beat out the one Isabelle pocketed for some reason, every single time. That's how it works. Moving along. I think Villager isn't just so much winning. I think it's more even maybe. Who else? Sword Fighter. Let me get all Sword Fighters out of the way, except Brawler. These two. Okay, actually, they're different. Okay, let me stop. Is blocking Anvil dangerous? It's only lethal if Steve's on top of it. If I drop an Anvil, the thing is, most Steve's ledge traps were involves an Anvil. I'm on top of the Anvil. All right. So if they pocket it will one-tap me. No. If you pocket the Anvil when I'm on top of it, it'll do the full damage. It's when you pocket the Anvil when it's already on the ground. But if I'm on top of the Anvil, it's gonna be a strong pocket. So it has more power like Steve is in it. No, it doesn't have more power. You're pretty sure it doesn't? I'm pretty sure it does. I'm pretty sure it does. I mean, it'd be killing me at like 50, bro. There's no way it's not. Unless the pocket itself makes it stronger like that. But it'd be killing me really early, though. It grabs the anvil from under Steve, it won't be that strong. No, I'm saying if Steve is on top of the anvil, and then you grab it, while he's falling with it, it'll be strong. But pocket minecart is also really scary though, because the pocket minecart will make it strong enough to just outright kill you, without Steve in it. Steve should be a heavyweight. The way Anvil be playing, that's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying. Unholy. Steve should be a heavyweight. True. Sword Fighter. Actually, it's not winning. Pac-Man winning, in my opinion. It doesn't though, lol. Okay, it might just be really strong then. I might just be dumb. I could have swore it does, but I might just be dumb. Pac-Man, I think I'm alone on this one. I think most Steves and Pac-Man think it's even. I think most Pac-Mans are starting to agree that Steve wins. I know T thinks that it's winning, but I think it's personally winning because there's not much Pac-Man can do against blocks, and fruit stop against blocks. Hydro will stop against blocks. He can't let's trap Steve ever. He can box Steve fairly well, but he will get out damaged by Steve in close range anyways. He gets comboed very hard as well. Fruits stop minecart very well. Specifically orange will stop minecart. But if you just go a little higher, then the Pac-Man is forced to jump fruit, which is Galaga's good against blocks. No, it's not. It stops against blocks. Usually Pac-Man will throw Galaga at the blocks to catch the Galaga. Like Pac-Man will throw the Galaga against the blocks to catch it. Same with the key. Or no, I think key goes. No, I think key bounces off it or goes through it. But I think Pac-Man wins, but Diddy disagrees. What's this, Squirt? How you doing? Talk to me. But yeah, no, Galaga will bounce off a block, so then Pac-Man will catch it. Do blocks stop Hydrant? They do. The Hydrant will bounce off the blocks. And Pac-Man at the ledge, guy just has to hold that. Down tilt, if Pac-Man has to grab the ledge, down tilt will always hit Pac-Man every single time, no matter what he does. So you can just do, because most of the time when he's about to grab ledge, he doesn't have armor. Like if he side Bs, it's usually from very low or very off stage, so he won't have his armor by then. And if he up Bs, he also won't have armor, so he can just down tilt everything and just go to forward air, or just down smash. I feel like two-framing Pac-Man is very easy. It feels telegraphed, or not telegraphed. It feels like the timing is a lot more easy on Pac-Man because you know when he's gonna grab ledge. There's like a clear indicator. I'll be powered through blocks though, and it does. It does. You can't drop off block and Pac-Man is gonna get stopped. He won't get stopped by it. And also, even if he did, he has 3 up Bs. So like say he gets stopped by it and it breaks it, but it stops him, he'll just up B again because he'll bounce off the Hydra. In my opinion, not my opinion. Facts. It's facts. Even if it did, it wouldn't matter. But it doesn't. He'll just go right through it. So the way Pac-Man's up B works is like Game & Watch, to where it'll damage the block, it'll stop him a little bit, but he'll go right past it. CJ has a 7-1 record against D-Dog because CJ is better. Like I said, just because the matchup is bad doesn't mean it's undoable. I can name somebody that I have a losing record against. You know what? Great example. I think I have a losing record to Koppel. You know, it doesn't mean the matchup is bad. Or not Koppel. I mean Kirby Kid. The Kirby Kid. You know, but every time I play Kirby Kid, I'm like, I'm just getting outplayed. I don't feel like I'm getting cheesed. I'm getting outplayed. You know, that's like a better player thing. You know, it's what happens. Who else? You know, if in Ultimate, if you're just good, it doesn't matter who you play. A matchup is more of a guideline, not like a basis. You don't have to pick your character on matchup charts, which is why I hate when people are like, who beats these characters? It doesn't matter, you know? You can beat those characters if you're just good enough. In my humble opinion, alright? In this game, if you play a character that is high tier or more, alright? Even mid tier, if you play a character that's mid tier or more, a matchup doesn't matter. And if you play a character that's low tier or more, or worse, if you're the better player, you'll just win. That's how it is. Moving along. Gunner, I think Steve wins personally. Not if you're Peanut. Shut up. Unless you play a bottom tier character, like I don't think it applies to Mac mains. You know, Mac mains, personally, Mac mains just get stomped. If you don't play Mario, Dr. Mario, Ganon or Mac, you're fine. Yeah, you're getting flat games, exactly. Okay, moving along. Gunner, I gotta get back to this chart. I think Gunner is +1, mainly because again, blocks will stop all projectiles. All Gunner has to poke at blocks is F smash, which I think is one of the better tools in the game at poking through blocks because of the threat it has. And if you do it at max range, I get punished, right? But it's an F smash, so I have time to just keep mining while you F smash, or just build another wall. Because it's an F smash, it's so much lag on it, right? But that alone leaves a threat of if I build a wall at the very edge of the stage and I don't have room to get away from him, he can F smash me, you know, through the blocks, which is like a very good threat to have against Steve. But that alone doesn't really cover how bad he is at ledge, how bad he is off stage, how bad he is in neutral, and how slow he is as well, and the lack of range he has as well. Steve versus Steve's matchup is -2 depending on the amount of letters in their name. So true. Moving along. Any more +1s before I get him out of here? All right, now switch it up. Now switch it up. Ooh. Moving along to evens. I think. Oh, what am I doing? Toon Link. Is there any more +1s? Oh, Pits. The Pit players. Pits. I think it's +1. I think Dark Pit isn't +1. I think his arrows alone. Okay, let me get over these real quick. Oh, Plant. Plant is +2. Oh, I forgot about Plant. Oh, real quick. Blocks will stop everything. Poison does nothing in the matchup. Poison will break my card though, which is very good. That's all he has. Patui is very good, but you never get to less trap Steve anyway, so Patui doesn't really do much unless you're using Patui in neutral, which is doesn't do much because it'll stop at the blocks. Plant gets comboed like Fox and Bowser and Greninja. There's that. Okay, I'm sorry for skipping him. Anyways, Toon Link, I feel like has the same. He has the range, but not enough range in my opinion. I think Steve can still outrange him in some aspects, which is kind of crazy to say because he has a sword, you know. But Steve can still wall out Toon Link, which is weird because it should be the other way around. Toon Link can't play long range because the blocks don't get bothered by anything but bombs, right? But they don't one-tap the blocks anyways, so I can just keep the wall up, and he can just throw multiple bombs, and I have him. The wall will stand regardless, but it will damage the walls. I think bombs is the whole matchup. Jumping around, throwing bombs, Plant keeping throwing bombs down. But the thing is, if Steve chooses not to approach, then they have a really hard time. And it's supposed to be Steve never approaching, and them coming to us, which is what makes the matchup very hard because Toon Link cannot approach Steve at all. Minecart is a lot of the matchup. You have to, if they want to stop the minecart, they have to call out with the precise hitbox. Like if they can't really just like they don't have like a R.O.B nair where they can just throw it out and it'll beat up minecart. They have to do a precise move to beat it out, which makes it to where most of the time they either have to throw a bomb, and if a bomb isn't ready, they have to respect it and just let it rock and take stage control every single time, or do the 50-50 shield, roll in or jump. Plant's over. I know Plant is really forgettable. That's just the whole matchup. Edge guarding really rough. Edge guarding and ledge trapping really rough for Toon Link. If Toon Link gets down to the one time, he will die even at 0%. If you ever get down to it on Toon Link at ledge, he will just die. And most of his recovery options, if he doesn't Zair, he will get down tilted every single time. So he's forced to Zair. But on top of that, you can just ledge trap him if you wanted to. And TNT alone is good enough to ledge trap him. If you do a TNT at ledge, and so he can't do like drop off anything because it's just right there, and you down smash, it'll cover everything for Toon Link. Is it duck up +1? I don't think it is personally. Anything else? Oh, Pits. I think, okay, so what I'm gonna say about these characters apply to both of them, okay? Because they're the same character anyways, except Dark Pit's arrows are a lot better against Steve. I think, okay, well, I think it's more even than it is +1. I just think being at ledge for them sucks. Orbiters are really good. Orbiters are very good. Actually, okay, you know, no, I said +1. I think Orbiters are very good in this matchup because it just lets them return to stage for free. If they're getting ledge trapped and they do jump Orbiters, they'll avoid a bigger punish. So like, say like I'm doing the Gimmer ledge trap setup, right? Instead of taking the down air and TNT, all they're taking is probably the grab, you know? Or if I'm doing the up tilt grab setup or up tilt smash setup, if they shield the Orbiters, the ledge trap setup, they're just gonna take either the S smash or the grab instead of the TNT into the S smash or TNT into the grab, you know? Which is way better in my opinion. But they're still getting punished for it though, regardless. It's not like the get a free option that everyone thinks it is, you know. You can still punish it, but there's still lag when you're trying to. There's still recoil lag when you're trying to, you know, draw it back. I think neutral is kind of very meh for them. There's not really much they can do to get in other than just going for landing forwarders against Steve if there's no blocks in the way at least. Because max range landing forwarder is actually pretty good as Pit because Steve can't really do much about it. Because it's not that it's safe. low profile is most of Steve's options, you know. And if you're out of the up smash, then it's very good. But if Steve has a block in the way, they're forced to down tilt the block. And like I said, down tilt isn't farther reached than F smash for Steve. So they have no safe pressure against the block. So if you're ready for it, you just hit him through the block every single time. Which is a common theme for all the +1s and mostly evens. I think Dark Priest's arrows though are way better because they will hit Steve out of minecart, which is huge. They will start to hit Steve out of minecart. So off stage, Steve is forced to have to like think a little bit because Dark Priest can just jump arrow and hit Steve out of minecart and force Steve to go to ledge, which is not where you want to be. I mean, you'll be fine there, but it's a lot better if you went over him, you know. So you got to put a little more thought. That's just about it. Someone said I forgot. Who would I forget? This is +1. Wii Fit. I didn't. No, I'll get into Wii Fit. Did I forget anybody else though? Oh, Duck Hunt. No, Duck Hunt's even, I think. Wii Fit. I'll put a +1 as well. There's not much Wii Fit can do when Steve is planking, right? The whole okay, this is the matchup chart for Steve. There's not much you have against Steve when you're when he's planking. That's like the whole matchup is planking. When Wii Fit has a lead, not really. You can minecart and just go through anything. If you minecart in this matchup is great. Blocks in this matchup though are not as great because blocks will get one tapped by the ball, and if it's not stone, it will just get decimated by a ball for some reason, and which is crazy. But luckily, you don't need blocks as much as a matchup. You need one block on the ground. That's it. Just one block on the ground to stop anything at least, so that you have enough time to place another block. That's it. Just one block and you're good. 1 or 2 blocks and you're good, right? Because even if it breaks it, thank God that ball has like it'll bounce, so like they have to like wait till it despawns so they can use it again, so that they can you have time to place another wall, right? And Sun Salutation won't ever damage the block, so you're good on that front. They can never plank against Steve. Steve can just down tilt. They can't plank against Steve because Steve can just down tilt and go right through the blocks. So the main thing about Steve, right, or about Wii Fit when she planks, right? It's hard to challenge it because you don't want to get spiked by the side B, and the ball is much priority. But at Steve, if you just down tilt, the down tilt hit them, and the ball will hit them as well. So you can just down tilt that ledge, and also down tilt will beat the ball. So if they want to ball back to the ledge, you jump one down tilt, and it'll cover the ball's trajectory every single time. Because usually Wii Fits want a ball right at the ledge, so it goes maximum distance across the stage on the ground, and it forces a shield or a jump. But at Steve, you can just down tilt it, and it'll hit the ball back. And if they're too close, it'll hit them, and it'll hit the ball back to them. So that they can't plank Steve ever, which is like one of the biggest, like, you know, they're very good at that, but they can't do it against Steve. And the thing is, if you do get the down tilt, you can still combo to the forward air, even though the ball hits them, which you do forward air, jab forward air, and it'll kill them every single time, even with the jump, which is very good against Wii Fit. That alone is like the problem for Wii Fit, is that they can't, you know, be comfortable off stage, which is where they, you know, thrive, you know? Off stage for Wii Fit is actually bad in this matchup for them. They get destroyed off stage, and they get destroyed at the ledge as well. They can't recover. That's the whole thing. Any more +1s? Ryu and Terry. No, not Terry. Ken. I think these matchups are +1 for the same reason. Blocks do very good against them, for one. Okay, they cannot challenge blocks safely ever, which is again a common theme against the +1s. You can't challenge blocks. Edge guarding, one dirt block will stop Ryu, and for both of them, if you do TNT at ledge, it'll hit them every time. If you do TNT pressure play at ledge, they're forced to side B to the ledge every single time. So you can quite literally put TNT down and jump off stage and just force them to do a up B and go below you and do up B. Even focus cancels. Okay, Rose, okay, no. Thank you for the reminder. Chat, I'm sorry, these characters are forgettable, okay? They're forgettable. So, what I do against Ryu and Ken when they're off stage, put TNT behind me on the ledge, right? And I'll jump off stage and just place the block and start standing down tilt. So that if they try to side B, I'll down tilt them into minecart, because down tilt off stage will come into minecart, because the block is really fast. Or they'll go below me and up B, and when they up B, the TNT will hit them every single time. It's a very rough matchup, and they're forced to do that off stage because usually if they see the TNT, they wanna side B so that they don't be inactivated, but they can't do that. You're gonna move Ness down a tier by August. I don't know, man. I've fought all the best Ness players. I still can't see it. Hadouken does nothing. Block stop it. Moving along. All right. Neutral for them is just going for the minecart reads. I feel like they can't approach. They're forced to wait and punish your option because they don't have the tools to approach Steve, and everything they do can get outranged. All their fireballs get armored through by minecart, so I can approach them, but they can't approach me, right? And even then, combos on them work really well as well. Even Vendetta agrees with this. If Vendetta agrees, by the way, that Ashoto loses, they lose, all right? But I think Ryu does. Okay, I think Ryu also has an easier time against Steve because the fire Hadouken that Ryu does, if the final hit connects, then it'll actually beat out the minecart. But usually, gold minecart will just go past it every single time, so there's not enough time for it to finish. Yeah, no, Cloud destroys Steve. Any other plus? Okay, Rosa. Character gets bodied. Minecart's all you need. Don't worry about anything else. Just go for iron and gold and minecart. That's the whole matchup. Because just like Sonic, minecart goes through shields, so Luma can't shield it. So Luma will get hit every time, and she'll almost die to it at 0. If Rosa's not center stage, the Luma will die to it at 0% every time. So look like a top 10 character. Steve is a top 10 character. Welcome, welcome. So Rosa, the whole matchup is minecart. And Steve can armor through her forward air with minecart, so she can't even edgeguard him that well unless pinpointing him with the back air. And even then, she won't even be out there anyways. She'll usually try to ledge trap Steve, but she can't ledge trap Steve. Because even if I'm on ledge and she throws a Luma over there, I drop down and up tilt the Luma, or I drop down and up smash the Luma on the blocks, and I can plank him really well. I won't like stay out there and plank, but I'll stay out there to defend against the Luma, and then they're forced to kind of just deal with that, or just let it be. Who else? I think Belmont's lose to Steve as well. This was, again, one of we used to think it was a bad matchup, but as the meta developed, all Belmont has is his range with his forward and F tilt. The thing is, they're so slow though that if you get in, they don't have great get off me buttons, right? They have down tilt, that's it. But all they have as like an actual in the actual like matchup is the forward air, forward tilt. And the thing is also they're pretty precise. They're pretty precise hitboxes. It'd be better if they gotta swing it, but they don't. They're pretty precise hitboxes. So if they whiff, you can just whiff punch with minecart. Like if you jump and minecart and they don't hit you, you're punishing them. The projectiles in this matchup don't really mean much. If you place a wall, the projectiles won't go through it, except the cross. The cross has so much time to react to it. You just walk away while you're mining. You'll be fine. On ledge, there's not really much of a threat because you just drop off and block, and you can hold shield so that if the holy water falls, you just hold shield while you're in the block. Be at a shield against, yeah, actually, good point. Be at a shield is good against Steve, but it's never killing you, right? And being above Belmont's is very good for Steve, I feel like, because you can just jump, anvil, and shield. Something that Steve does not do enough, by the way. Steve players, I need y'all to listen to me right now, okay? All really listen. If you're above somebody, don't do down air and just stand on it or jump off of it. Jump, down air, shield. You can shield on the down air, and you are now granted free neutral. You are back to neutral for free. No disadvantage. It's so broken. This is literally a top 5 character thing. For some reason, no, Steve doesn't, all right? You can just jump on the anvil. Just jump anvil. So you get a little more height. And by the time you're on screen, the lag goes away, you can chill on the anvil, and you're back to neutral for free every single time. And no one does it. No one does it. And so if they do up B out of shield, you hold in and just do that every single time. At later percents, you don't have to hold in, you just hold out, jump minecart, and then do it again. So that's like the thing with their up B, is that it doesn't really matter. You'll get tacked on with a little extra damage, but you're just gonna be granted free neutral again. So like, especially at ledge, if you do a get up attack on their shield and like they up B you out of shield, or if you're at ledge and then you know you decide to like do minecart and they up B you out of shield, it grants you just a return to neutral, because you can choose to jump center stage above it and shield on anvil. It happens every time. It's so broken because they can't hit you and do anything about it. They're forced to just let it rock every time. And when Steve gets in, he does damage. Also, killing Belmonts is very easy. What you're supposed to do is you can just block. So when you're on the stage, right, and Belmont's off stage, you hold forward and hold B, and it'll place the block at the edge of the stage, right? Jump anvil immediately. Now, if they up B, the up B will destroy the block, and the anvil will drop down and delete their tether. Or not up B. If they tether to the ledge, right? The tether will delete the block, and then the anvil will delete their tether. No one uses it enough. It's very good. Dude, Jake didn't even use it and still did good against Dom. I've had Min up smash reflect the anvil like while standing on it. It killed me. That's the difference though. Belmonts have no reflector, so you can do that for free. Against Min obviously not though. But against Belmonts you can do it for free because they have no reflector. Who else? I think Peach personally loses to Steve, maybe. Or maybe it's even. Chat, y'all know I've played a lot of Peach players. I think this matchup is. It's just honestly. Is it even or is it +1? No, it's not ordered. It's not ordered. It's not ordered. Peter does not lose to Steve. Maybe he does. It's even. Yeah, I think it's even. I think Peach is more even. Let me move it out. Who else? Pichu? Actually, yeah, I can agree. I think it's more even. I think it's more even. Is that it for the evens or the losings? I think that's it. All right, let's move on now. All right, first even matchup. Mega Man. Puppy season. Mega Man. All right. The thing about Mega Man is forward air is really good in this matchup. Forward air at range, if against blocks, if you do it at range, Steve can't hit you, which is like huge. Which is what you want against Steve's blocks. So Mega Man's good at punching Steve's blocks, right? Lemons get armored through a minecart, but you don't need lemons. You can just do unless Steve is grounded, you don't do lemons, right? If Steve is grounded, like if you as Mega Man, fair the blocks, delete them, you back up and just start shooting pellets, right? The moment Steve goes airborne, you stop pelleting and just go for a minecart jump read. And if they stay in cart, the Steve will lose stage control. The more they stay in cart, right? When I played Edwin, he's very good at doing this, but he realizes that if I stay in the cart, and like what I would do, right, is I would jump back and then minecart onto the stage, right, while I'm already on stage, to try to armor through his pellets. But the thing was, the moment I jumped out of it, he would punish me with either a leaf shield or punish me with a back air, right? So I would stay in the cart. But staying in the cart at that point would end up doing the opposite and putting me further at the corner the farther I go. So then he was like, all right, just go ahead and do that. I'll just stay in the center stage, and then I'll hold center stage and let you do that, which is very good. Leaf shield is very good at punishing jumping out of minecart, because it's like you can just leaf shield and jump at Steve, so that whenever he jumps out of minecart, he'll just get hit by the leaf shield in like the entirety of it. Mega Man shield is he doesn't have much to punish Steve out of shield, which is great. Unless you hit the back of his shield, it is a frame 3 back air, or frame 6 out of shield option, because it's a jump squat, which is pretty good at punishing minecart. If you have a gold minecart though, you'll go right past him every single time. Or it'll trade every single time. Isn't combos also easy on Mega Man? Combos are awkward on Mega Man. Because at 0%, there's not really much combos you can do, but at around 30, they're pretty good on Mega Man. Around 30, they're very good on Mega Man. They're very easy on Mega Man, but at 0, they're pretty awkward, so you have to damage him a little bit, which is like, he's like one of the only characters like that. You have to damage him a little bit before you can do your combos. Because you're not getting a down tilt in this matchup, right? So 0% is very awkward, you know? Mega Man is one of those matchups where you're getting a grab here and there, but you're not getting a down tilt. You're not getting like some like combo starter, like nil macro cancel down tilt, you know? So you can jab chain him though. You can jab chain him for a little bit, but SDI will work as Mega Man to get out of jab chains. Steve does body this character at ledge though. Mega Man's love to do that that side B at ledge. You can just down tilt it and it'll blow it up. And it'll blow it up while having little lag where you can just down tilt again and cover Mega Man's up B every single time. Ledge trapping Mega Man is really good as well. He's forced to drop off up B ledge, right? But you can just if you're good enough or not good enough. I mean, if you know he's gonna do that, you can do like the gamer ledge trap, right? It depends on what ledge trap you do. But if I'm doing like the gamer setup, and I know he's gonna up B, instead of holding shield on the anvil, I turn around and start down tilting the behind me. So now he can't up B. Or if I'm doing the Jake trap with the TNT down smash, and he's gonna drop off a B, I just pull the trigger sooner, so it hits him on the way up. Is there good against Steve? Mega Man is there as good against every character. Never parry is there, by the way, because there will be plus on shield. Steve's Dare is very good though. So Steve's minecart is very good. I learned this after LMBM, unfortunately. If you minecart when Mega Man is up air, it will stop the up air. All momentum will get stopped. So if you're even at 130% or 160%, if Mega Man up airs you and you minecart, you will not die. It will stop our momentum. I wish I knew this way sooner. That's just how it works. Moving along. Oh, I actually know yet. Schnack. Even. He was immune to win boxes during minecart. Yup. It does knuckles. Yeah. Snake, I think is an even matchup personally because it's just very lead dependent. It's not so much that one character has better tools than the other character, or like they're just even, or like they have an even amount of tools against each other. It's a very volatile even. It's a very whoever gets the lead first is going to win the game. I think Snake has a lot of tools to shut down Steve and trying to approach, and Steve has a lot of tools to shut down Snake trying to approach. It's quite literally whoever gets the lead. And every time me and Ronnie Chu, every time we play, we go to last hit or it's almost time every single time, bro. It's quite literally just camp the matchup, and whoever gets the lead will be the one timing the other person out. There's not much to go over because both characters have very good counterplay towards each other's bullshit. There's just you just have to time each other out. Is what it is. You know, Snake is -1 for Steve when Steve is down in stock, and vice versa. That's perfectly said. Roy. This is a matchup that I don't agree with most word players saying that Steve loses outright, or no, Steve wins. Goblin and Cole's been saying this, but Goblin recently, I'll always lean on Goblin's opinion for matchups for Roy because he usually has like the most like optimistic word match starts, as he should, because Roy's broken. But recently he's been saying Roy loses to Steve, which is crazy to me. I still can't see how Roy loses to Steve because he's still very fast and has good disjoint, you know. I think the whole matchup revolves around Roy just sitting at mid range, doing so like the whole thing is Roy does run up, space neutral layer, landing spot dodge. Steve cannot do anything about that. If you do that exact thing that I just said, run up, run up, space neutral layer, spot dodge, Steve can't do anything about it. That's what Jake beat him. Jake could what do you mean? A good example. Jake beat him last local recently. Oh, so good for him, bro. It's even, but I feel like role players don't even really try. They hate Steve. Yeah, no, they hate Steve matchup. Steve does do the thing that he does to Fox, but it's a little less prevalent on Roy because Roy can SDI out at much earlier percents. But if like Roy's at 0 and Steve's like closer to the ledge, then and if I jab correctly, then I can. If I time it correctly, then I can still hit Roy, I jab forward air and kill him off in the plaza against Roy. I think if Roy just didn't have sour spots, he would just super body Steve, which is what Chrom does. But that's just like his downfall. I think his lack of range is what's stopping him, or no, his lack of good hitboxes at range is like what's stopping him from being a winning matchup, in my opinion, for Roy. But I think it's even personally. All right, there's just still so much Roy can do against Steve. I think he has to. Roy can't do much against Minecart other than calling it out and risking a trade. But his up B can armor through up tilt spam. His up B is really good in the matchup. Bro, I was out last night. I know, Tyson. I know. I went to sleep. I missed everything, bro. Hold on. I'll talk about this after the matchup chart because it's for YouTube. Moving along. Roberto is even. Other Steves like Jake say it's losing, right? But Rob's also say that Steve is even. I think in matchups like Rob, where it's a lot more, where openings are a lot more limited, you need to know your nil combos, right? Which is why I think Jake thinks. I saw Doge, but which is why I think Jake thinks it's losing, because he doesn't know his nil combos like that. So he will find this match a lot harder because openings are a lot more limited. So when he does get in, he'll be doing less damage than what he should be doing. You know, that's just like the whole thing. You won't be getting edge trapped as Steve. Combos do work really well on you though, but if you SDI, you'll be getting out of most of them most of the time. No SDIs Rob combos, which you should. SDI up and in, and then it makes it really hard for Rob to do the combo. You know, me and Grayson do the last every single time. Yeah, but me and Grayson are more because like it's not really the matchup. I guess me and Grayson we just play a lot. Let's get your on it. I'm doing fantastic. Thanks for asking. Do Falcon? I'll do him soon. Pause. But that's just the Rob matchup. Falcon, I'll do him right now. Even matchup. This character is very big hitboxes. Even though not disjoint, they're very good because they're just very big hitboxes. Like up air is so good against Steve. Oh my god. His neutral presence against Steve is very threatening without blocks in the way. So if I'm at the corner, even if I'm center stage without a block around me, I feel very threatened. But the thing is, if I put one block down, his landing nair is so good because it's so safe that I have to respect it. So that if he jumps over and just landing nair, I'm forced to respect it and then jump myself around the blocks. But he can just call that out and just go for another nair, calling out my jump and whatever. This matchup is even in my opinion though. It used to be losing, but I think it's even because Steve does have a lot of jank on Falcon. Steve can do jab down tilt, not the forwarder. Steve can do the forwarder as a true combo, I'm pretty sure, against Falcon. He can do jab down tilt into forwarder, jab forwarder, which will kill Falcon at 0%. Which is very good. I think he also has Steve destroys Falcon off stage, destroys him in advantage state, and destroys him at the ledge. The ledge is so rough for Falcon. It's really bad for Falcon. But Falcon also vice versa keeps Steve in disadvantage very well. Falcon's up air, what I was saying earlier, is so big that if Steve does a landing block, like against most characters, it'll be fine. Against Falcon's up air will go right to the block, which is huge. So he'll hit Steve out of the block, which is where that anvil, the shield on the anvil comes into play for Falcon. But even then, Falcon can punish you when you hit the ground with up B, which is even crazier, you know? So, does block not stop up B? It doesn't, but you don't need to. You do down tilt forwarder. Then that'll kill at 0. You know, the fact that Steve has a lot of cheese against Falcon is like the whole matchup. If there was no cheese against Falcon, it would be a really bad matchup. The whole matchup is just how easy it is to chase Falcon. That's just it. That's just the vibes. Another even matchup. Terry! Crack shoot is his whole game plan. Crack shoot against Steve is so good. Steve cannot do anything about crack shoot. Even like, and also the no lag behind crack shoot makes it even worse. So that if you do call it out, you have such a little amount of time to really whiff punish it without you getting hit for it. It's crazy. But aside from crack shoot though, and disadvantage, Terry gets rocked. He gets combos work really well on Terry. They're a little awkward, but they're very good on Terry though. SDI does not do much for Terry either. I don't know why. Terry has like the little Mac effect to where SDI does almost nothing. There's like you don't have to worry about SDI counterplay against Terry or Mac. I don't know why they don't go anywhere. The 3 characters like that are Mac, Terry, Bowser Jr. Is there any other characters like that? No. Mac, Terry, and Bowser Jr. When they SDI, they don't go anywhere. I don't know why. Glue thinks Steve is -2 for Wario. Did I forget about Wario? I did forget about Wario. I think Wario's +1. I also agree. I think Wario's +1. I think the sheer fact that it's just diamonds are materials, and diamonds are better than waft in my opinion. I am okay with letting Wario get waft if I'm getting my diamonds, all right? Because yeah, you know, one nair into like a conversion might kill me. I'm like those combos aren't consistent. That's like the thing, right? I gotta put on a loop. I feel like those combos aren't as consistent as Steve's just damage output, you know? I feel like if that makes sense. Like, or Steve's combos are more consistent in my opinion. Because like you're not seeing Wario get a nair and killing 100% of the time, but you're seeing Steve get a grab and like 80 to 90% of the times he might just kill you, you know? Jab, down throw, jab forward, or down throw forward air, jab forward air on Wario works really well. Like pick loops on Wario are so great. Diamonds on Wario, by the way, because Wario is so heavy, you can combo Wario like you would other characters with wood, but with diamonds. So Wario just dies to anything. And like this matchup is one of those matchups where you always have diamonds, and there's not much Wario can do about blocks. Wario off stage though he doesn't feel pressured off stage because he just jump bikes and he's good most of the time. The thing is though, as Wario, diamonds against Wario are so good. You can combo Wario. You can combo Wario with diamonds because of his weight and his fall speed so well. I think the best combos you can do against Wario are down throw forward air, jab F smash, because SDI won't help him. Oh yeah, no, Wario's one of those characters. Does Terry, Mac, Wario, and Bowser Jr. or SDI just doesn't matter for them. I don't know what it is, but when they SDI, they go nowhere. I don't know why. This block grab under the block work against Wario like Luigi. It works against everybody. That works against everybody. You could do that, but there's no need to do that because if he has bike, he'll make it back every time, right? What else is there against Wario? I feel like blocks do so much against Wario because he can't safely hit them without putting himself at risk. So then most Warriors are just forced to let Steve mine without, you know, just let him mine without taking the damage. Like they rather let Steve get the materials than Wario get hit one time and potentially get set up for a combo and he might just die. Because if Steve, so I said, you know, Steve is good at comboing Wario with diamond, but if Steve has wood, those combos are literally going to 0 to 103% every single time. Our best Steve has destroyed our best Wario over and over again. It looks rough. It is a rough matchup in my opinion. Down throw fair works on Wario. I must be no. Down throw fair works really good on Wario. The time is a little awkward, but you have to run up for a long time. Like let your dash almost run out and then do jump forward air, and then it works very well. More even matchups. I think Marth is even. I think both Marth and Lucina are even. All right, these characters are both the exact same thing in my opinion. Don't believe Marth propaganda. Marth is not bad. This character is very good. I think this matchup is even. F tilt and forward air are so good against Steve. So much range. That's the deal here. So much range. The thing is, they don't lack cheese factors. I think Steve can cheese them very well. One dirt block will kill Marth and Lucina. Just one. Just one dirt block will kill them. So if you ever combo them, just choose to go for a combo that puts them off stage. And if they're forced to B, you put a block down. And then now they're forced to go around the block, and you again free down tilt, free down smash. It's a recurring theme here. But for Marth and Lucina, it's really hammered down. The thing is, they play mid range very, very well. Spacing for them is very easy because they have such good aerial drift that they can correct themselves very well. I feel like that's really it. Steve's combos work really well on them, but for the most part, it's just them playing mid range and Steve getting punishes. Yeah, and Martine is very easy to pick loop, but they also can't SDI very far too though. So it's not brain dead pick loops. Another even matchup. Sheik. I think this character. I used to think it was a bad matchup, but after playing Void a lot more, I realized that the matchup is. I'll let Sheik hit me for like 30 seconds for one combo, and then I'll hit Sheik one time and match the damage output. And once I get diamonds, her one combo is like fix that Lucina placement. What do you mean? It's even. I feel like Sheik's she loses. Shut up. I feel like Sheik. What's a good shirt? I feel like Sheik. We played it literally at a coin box one time. What do you mean? We've never played it. We have played it. But I was saying Sheik. Once you get diamonds against Sheik, which happens really often because Sheik likes to play a lot more like reserved. One combo from Sheik is like one forward air from Steve. It's crazy. It's not losing. It's not losing, Shark. You're trolling. But one fair from Sheik, in my opinion, is like Not one fair. One combo from Sheik is like the equivalent of like 1 or 2 hits from Steve. The damage output of Steve and Steve's box capabilities are so good. Come on, Blue. We'll talk about it later, brother. This is for YouTube. I gotta focus on this chart. But I feel like the whole matchup is revolved around Sheik getting, you know, a bunch of hits, and then Steve just matching the output, the damage output. Steve can camp really well. Needles won't go through blocks. Lucina put Steve away. I don't know about that one, brother. That one's it's a pretty even matchup. But yeah, that's about it for Sheik. The whole matchup. Neutral is very rough though. Neutral alone is what I used to think made Steve lose the matchup, but I think Sheik's damage output just isn't there. I think Steve can just match it very well, or just out damage Sheik so much to the point that winning neutral 5 times, 6 times in a row, it doesn't matter for Sheik compared to what Steve winning neutral 1 time does. You know, Sheik is never edge guarding Sheik though, or Steve is never edge guarding Sheik though, but he's less trapping her a little bit. But that's that. Mayo, she might do better than Cloud. Wrong. Invalidated. You're wrong. Shulk. All right, I'm gonna talk about Shulk and Hero together, because these two, I feel like I'm the only Steve that understands this. But if you have a certain spell or stat boost that either makes you jump faster, jump higher, right, or move better, right? Those allow you to be a good enough character to beat Steve. All right, I agree. But if they are stat boosts that run out, then you can just time them out. You just camp it out. For both these characters, I'm able to just plank at ledge, and they can't do a move that's not threatening to themselves to stop me from camping. You just camp out bounce. You just camp out speed art. You camp out smash art. You camp out accelerator. You can literally plank at ledge and camp it out safely every time. And the base characters alone don't beat Steve. All right, they have the range in my opinion, but they don't have enough speed. All right, like I said, you rather have range than speed, but you need some speed to beat Steve, at least some of it, right? And they don't have enough speed as the base characters alone. I think Hero might be more -1 because of Kazap, but I think it's more even, personally. I think it is more even. Koei said he no, you want to do Steve? That's funny. You can still combo. Yeah, and add a shield art. Yeah, you can. So Steve has true combos on shield art. What I learned that you can just up tilt Shulk. If you up tilt spam Shulk, you can up tilt him until he is out of shield art and up smash him and kill him for it. Any more evens? Peach, in my opinion, is even. I think this character is very good at dealing with blocks. Back air melts blocks, even stone blocks. We'll get 2 tap by back air. Wood and dirt will get 1 tap by back airs. It float cancel and back air will melt those blocks, or forward air will melt the blocks. And because of the thing is, it's not like she's risk free, but it's so fast that if you don't F smash preemptively, you might not be able to punish them. Right? Like with Mewtwo, if Mewtwo does jump landing forward air, it's like there's so much time to react to them, right? Bro, Hero should be above Shulk because he bounces and negate minecart. No, I stay off stage. I don't need a minecart against Hero. I just stay off stage. I camp out bounce. It just happens every time. But what I was saying against Shulk, you know, tiers are not ordered. They're not ordered. You don't order matchup charts. Is Peach hype? Nope. Anyways, her back air is the thing about like I said, Mewtwo. If Mewtwo does jump landing forward air, right? It is nowhere near as unreactable as Peach just standing there and doing a full cancel back air, right? Which is what makes it so much better against blocks than any other aerial in the game. Because it's like you can do it in such a short amount of time. I have to preemptively punish with a back air, or else I won't be able to hit him. You know, which I can still punish them for it. But what Peach players end up doing is that they'll get close to the blocks and pump fake, and they'll pretend they're gonna damage the blocks, and then they don't, and then they punch T for the F smash. So it becomes like a 50-50 over the block, which is crazy. You know, and she's the only one that can do that with her aerials because they're so fast, right? You know, they both just spawn at 90 exactly, and both their combos destroy each other. Peach combos really well on Steve, and Steve combos work really well on Peach. It's just the nature of the matchup. You can't edge guard. Peach can't edge guard Steve, and Steve can't edge guard Peach, and neither of them are less trapping either. So, hey, well, Steve is less trapping Peach a little more though, but that's just the whole matchup. The whole matchup it's one of those, dude, one of those. And I will add not PT, I mean Olimar right there as well. Olimar, I think, is more of a winning matchup for Steve, but I think it's more even, actually. I think Pikmin having no priority sucks. Let's get Phantom. Pikmin having no priority really sucks. The amount of times, okay, so I played the Buzz at Glitch for about 3 hours, like 2 hours and a half. We sat there on Friday and played the entire time. And the amount of times that I just outright beat out forward airs, beat out his smashes, beat and they're all purple, and I just beat it out. It was ridiculous. And he would die from most of them because I'm doing like a strong-ass move. I think my balls in your mouth went to +2, and I think you lose the band matchup -3. See you in 10 minutes, nigga. Anyways, get that ass banned. Like I said, though. Anyways. I think not Peach, I mean Olimar, like the amount of times that I've seen, or that I've personally done, like in that one session, of me out prioritizing his moves. Mods, clean up my chat. His moves were ridiculous. My cart in the matchup also is so stressful against Olimar. I feel like even more than other characters, because the amount of hit pause Olimar's moves have are ridiculous. So if he ends up hitting the minecart before Steve jumps in it, it'll pause him for long enough to where I will always hit him for it. Sometimes for other characters that doesn't happen, but for Olimar, it's like a disproportionate amount more than Steve, right? It's ridiculous. It's the reason that Jake, I think, beat the Buzz, because the Pikmin extended the hitbox of the minecart, and it paused him, just put him in place, and Steve killed him for it. Or not Steve, I mean Jake killed him for it. That's just that for that matchup. I think neutral though is pretty good for Olimar. Chucking purple Pikmin is so good because it'll damage the blocks, and if you slightly damage blocks and then toss Pikmin at like a damaged block, it'll break the block and then go right past it. It's really good. But that's really all he has though. That's pretty much it. Wolf! He gets the Fox treatment very well, but Wolf, because of him being a little more floatier than Fox, or like a lot more floatier than Fox, he can actually SDI out of the jab chains at sooner percents. He still gets jab chained, but he can't get jab chained across the entire stage. How do you have 2 accounts? Get that ass banned too! See you in 10 minutes, brother. Oh, Megalol. Anyways, he gets the Fox treatment as well. He gets mods, don't abandon him. Clear my chat. Anyways, like I was saying though, for real. Wolf gets the Fox treatment, but not as hard, so it's a little better for him. He does very good in neutral. It is neutral against Steve so well. Laser will stop minecart. Laser will actually damage blocks very well. Forward air is so good against Steve because if you do it correctly, Steve can't punish forward air, which is huge, right? Because that's safe pressure against one of the riskiest, or one of the best out of shield characters in the game. You know. Olimar, like Michu's tail, no, Ricey, it's very detrimental. When I played the Buzz for the 2.5 hours, that problem arose so much, it's ridiculous. I didn't think it was that much of a problem until I fought him, and it was a recurrent problem. Wolf off stage though gets bodied. If Wolf ever ends up off stage, even at 0%, you down tilt him, and you will be able to down tilt forward air, jab forward air, and he dies at 0. So jab chains against Wolf end up becoming jab down tilt instead of jab forward air. It's very good against Wolf. And trapping Wolf on the edge is very good as well. I think what carries Wolf is neutral, and his hitboxes are very good against Steve. That's about it. And the other evens. I think Pichu is even. Small character. Okay, Pichu and Pikachu are the exact same thing in my opinion. I think T-Jolt is the problem in these matchups. So much, like, they both don't get punished for it being off the edge, but neither does Steve. They both don't less trap Steve, but neither does, Pikachu or Pichu get edge trapped by Steve. Neutral is all about T-Jolt. T-Jolt is the problem in both these matchups, I think. Without it, I think that Steve would beat them outright. I think T-Jolt is the main problem with both these characters. Minecart will armor through back air, Minecart will armor through forward air. Down air is a lot more harder to pinpoint a Minecart, so they don't go for it. I think, but Pichu takes damage for T-Jolt. The thing is, though, Pichu T-Jolt is also better than Pikachu's. Blocks don't do much in the matchup, but I think Minecart does a lot in the matchup. Minecart alone just shuts down a lot of what they want to do. They can never edge trap Steve like they can other characters because Steve will just Minecart through everything. Steve can still Minecart through T-Jolt as well, which is crazy. The whole matchup, you play like I said about Ness and Lucas in Game Watch. You play more like a Swordy than you do as Steve. Because they have a lot of stuff to avoid the Steve garbage, but not too much to avoid the outranging, you know? You want to play like that. Rarely will you ever get punished, or rarely will them being small be a problem. It's only a problem if you try to grab. If you ever try to grab in this matchup, you will probably get low profile. The grab is not, you don't need to grab though. That's the thing is, you don't need to grab in this matchup, alright? And then Cloud is all lonely by himself. He'll have company very soon. Jigs! Actually, let me not be dumb. I think, okay, let me just, one more. I think Jigs loses to Steve. It's a lot more close to even than people think it is, though. Jigs can overwhelm Steve by holding forward very well, but Steve's hitboxes are so good. If you just throw out a hitbox, Jigs can't contest with it at all, especially when it's diamond. And Jigs will just die at like 60. So I can't be really greedy. I'm not greedy. I can't be really like biased towards Jigs. I think Jigs is very good, but like I said, no bias. So Jigs does lose to Steve. I think it's +1 only though. You can't let's trap Jigs. You can't edge guard Jigs. She can edge guard Steve pretty well though, but she can't approach next major Genesis. She can't approach Steve at all though. It's so hard for Jigs to approach Steve without taking so much damage, and she still gets comboed by Steve too, which is normally Jigs is known to not get comboed, but she could get comboed by Steve really well too. So. And when Jigs hits 50, you can start mashing down. If you get diamonds and Jigs is at 50, she will die to anywhere. So just start mashing that F smash, bro. All right. Robin, even. It's not as much losing as I thought it was. I think it's even personally. I think Levin Sword is like the main thing. Forget about the projectiles. Forget about those right now. The main thing is go like a Genesis, bro. No, go pop up. Thank you, bro. Hopefully. The main thing is the Levin Sword. The Levin arrows are very good against Steve. They're huge. They're so good at just calling out minecarts, calling out approaches. So Steve can't approach it really well, which is the thing is Steve isn't approaching in the first place, right? But in those scenarios when you like it's like a snake matchup where if you lose the lead and you have to approach, she can shut it down so well, in my opinion, right? I think that this depends on who has the lead entirely, because if Steve gets the lead, Steve doesn't have to approach Robin, and Robin's so slow, Steve can just outrun Robin. There's not much Robin can do once he's losing. But once Steve's losing, there's not much Steve can do as well. Because just doing 11 Nair will shut down everything Steve wants to do. And a space 11 Nair on Steve's shield, even not even max range, not even like all the way max range, will still be safe on parry, which is huge. It's such a good aerial. I'll get Steve specifically. If Steve does destroy Robin at ledge, holy! If Robin's at ledge, you might just even when he's at 0, you might just edge trap to death. He might just get stuck there. It's really bad for Robin. One of the worst characters at the ledge for sure. But that alone doesn't make the matchup winning in my opinion. All right, Villager, even in my opinion. All right, do not let other Steves trick you. I think this matchup is a lot more even. The ledge becomes unfavorable for Steve. This is one of the only matchups where the ledge is unfavorable for Steve. Because one of the few matchups, I think there's like 3 other matchups, but one of the few matchups where the ledge is unfavorable because of tree and bowling ball. I can't do anything about tree or bowling ball at ledge, so I'm forced to be on stage and I can't plank ever, because even though bowling ball you have to get closer, and you know I can up smash if he gets closer. Tree, he can at least do it from a distance. So if he's chopping the tree down, I can't attack him, you know. I have to respect it and literally go to the other side of the stage or grab ledge immediately, right? Because tree will hit me from there, right? But I can hit him from there, all right? And also vice versa. I think the ledge isn't really too favorable for Villager. I mean, well, Villager doesn't play either, but it's not like the thing is though, Steve doesn't get trapped by Villager. Is that Steve just can't keep himself at ledge. Steve is forced to pick an option on like other matchups, so it makes it a little more rough at the edge. But also Villager kind of gets ledge trapped a little more as well. Like I said though, I won't ever go for Anvil ledge traps or TNT ledge traps as much against Villager, because I can't react to him drop down, jump, neutral B. It's really fast. If I call it out though, I still won't punish him because he'll be invincible, but I can't do a secondary option to punish the lag on the neutral B. But that really ever arises, I just end up going for dash second ledge because it will cover the drop down. But I'll never end up trying to edge guard or ledge trap Villager. I'll just kind of just let him have it, because we do box Villager really well. We box him very well. Mid range can be kind of awkward. That slingshot's very good at stopping minecart, but you know his Lloyd Rocket's very good. That's the thing. What he has that Isabel doesn't is Lloyd Rocket. The Lloyd Rocket will stop minecart and will break the bottom block every time. So you can't repair the unlike other characters who will break the top 2 blocks. You can always repair those. All right. You can't repair the bottom block because that's under the other blocks. So once it breaks, you have to back up and build a new wall. Right. So Villager, the Lloyd will always break the bottom block, and Villager can do another one to apply pressure while approaching behind the Lloyd Rocket and punching how you want to and punching how you want to avoid the rockets, which is really good. You know, I think the main thing Steve has in this matchup is once he gets diamonds or once he gets any material, and it's hard for Villager to. Okay, amazing. All right. Regardless of tools, let me not involve tool tiers. All right. Regardless of tool tiers, it's hard for Villager to avoid the Minecraft 50/50s. I feel like I find Villager just like Olimar, where they are disproportionately a lot more involved in Minecraft 50/50s, where I jump in minecart, because if they don't hit Steve with the slingshot, then the minecart will keep going, right? Because the minecart has health, right? And if it's not point blank slingshot, the minecart will armor through it, or Steve will armor through it, right? Or no, Steve will armor through it, the minecart will armor through it, all right? The minecart alone has its health, right? So if you are minecarting from that angle, it always happens for some reason where you're right, or Villager's right here, Steve is right here. And it's that 50/50 where will you jump and Steve will forward air you, or will you roll and Steve will hit you with a down air or a back air. And that 50/50 arises so much in this match, in my opinion. And I feel like Villager, it's hard for him to avoid it because of it, you know, he's not as speedy as other characters, right? And that's why you as Steve, you want to ban stages like Battlefield, and so you know he won't have that platform, that low platform to avoid the 50/50, right? Or the top platform to avoid me doing the down air on its rule. That's like the whole gist of the matchup. I'll move on real quick. Sword Fighter, I think the whole matchup is carried by his range, in my opinion. I play this matchup a lot. I think Sword Fighter, actually, I think it's losing. I played it a lot. I feel like when I lose to Taylor, it's me outplaying him, or him outplaying me. You gonna tweet this matchup chart when it's done, or I am? I play Tail Hill a lot. He's very good Mii Sword Fighter. The whole matchup revolves around how I deal with Gale, or the Tornado, and how I deal with Chakram. I feel like other than that, they don't have much. Like Mii Sword Fighter is one of the rare characters that can actually deal with Steve at long range, right? But not like deal with him in a good way. But at least apply good pressure at long range, which is like one of the only characters that's good at that. I think actually no, Sword Fighter is the only character good at that. Saying you're on copium, I'm not on copium. I'm admitting that chat. I'm admitting that I'm carried. This matchup chart is a carried player matchup chart. It's facts. He's the thing is, forward air is very good. Back air is very good at max range. Back air at max range though is unsafe even on without parry. I think it's not. I know it's unsafe. Forward air though is very safe without parry. The thing is, you're not trying to punch forward air anyways. Just let him have the space, because Sword Fighter is so slow anyways that it's not like you want center stage against him anyways, right? I feel like just let him have it. There's not much you can do to apply good pressure when you're at the corner as Steve, you know? I feel like he'll hold center stage and throws projectiles, and as long as you're dealing with those, it'll be fine against Sword Fighter. Once he's at the ledge though, he gets fucked really badly, or off stage. And comboing him is very easy as well. Copium. Moving along, any other evens before we go on to... Oh, these two are even. Mario and Luigi are even for the same reason. I feel like... Actually, not really the same reason. I think they're even, though. I hate the majority of the player base for like, being like, oh yeah, Luigi just loses matchup, you know? Luigi does not lose to Steve, alright? Contrary to popular belief, not losing matchup. I think Luigi has a lot of tools. Luigi boxes with Steve very, very well. And Luigi can weirdly enough get in kind of well. Critical condition after this. That better be bait. That better be bait. I'm checking Twitter right now. That better be bait. Is that bait, by the way, before I ban you? It is 1 hour ban. You don't joke about that. Anyways, We don't talk about that here. See you 1 hour, dude. That's not funny. Yeah, it's not funny, dude. It's not funny. All right, Mario and Luigi. All right, Luigi. So like I said, he has, unironically, weirdly enough, has a lot of. Don't worry about what happened. All right, he has a lot of tools to deal with Steve's blocks and Steve in general. You can't outbox. So Steve, what he has against most characters in this game is, it doesn't matter how good you are at boxing, I'm gonna outbox you and I'm gonna outdamage you. Luigi can actually outpace Steve at doing that. So playing up close isn't really that good against Luigi, which sucks, because one of Steve's biggest attributes is how good he can play up close and how much he can box with you and how well he can do and how much he can outdamage you. Luigi can match that or outpace you at that, which is crazy, right? On top of that, I feel like Luigi has his recovery gets destroyed by Steve though. Down tilt will destroy him, blocks will destroy him, off stage at least. On stage though is like the main problem, and I feel like Cyclone is very good at stopping combos because not all Steve's combos are frame tight, you know? Sometimes when you want to extend it, you have to go for a combo that isn't all the way frame tight. And Luigi will just Cyclone out of that. And I guess Luigi's not only can he Cyclone, it's very awkward to combo him. Because of, I don't know why, it's just so awkward to combo Luigi and get the forwarder on him, sweet spot. So making it a forwarder, a sweet spot makes it hard to hit. So you have to delay the forwarder a little bit. And if you delay it too much, you get Cyclone. It's really annoying. That's same thing with Mario, by the way. Everything I said about Luigi is probably Mario. I think Mario though more about his mobility around Steve. He's very good about avoiding all the garbage that Steve throws out. Mario gets destroyed off stage. Somehow Mario gets destroyed off stage harder than Luigi. Mario gets destroyed off stage. One dirt block will stop Mario, by the way. One dirt block will stop Mario. He gets edge trapped very hard as well. He can, once Mario's on the ledge, he gets destroyed. Both these characters, once they're on the ledge, they get destroyed. In neutral though, Mario has really good ways of he won't challenge the minecart outright, but he can't up B out of shield. He can just jump around it just straight up because he has like the mobility to do so, and he's very good at having moves that are good at calling Steve out. So say he calls out a jump out of minecart, he can just up air him and then go for a ladder from there or go for a downer from there. You know, I feel like that's like the neutral for Mario is a lot more better than it is for Luigi, but I think Luigi up close to Steve is a lot better than it's for Mario. You know. All right, let's move on. He said a bad joke about suicide. We're moving on now, okay? Anyways. Another even. I think it's Young Link. Blocks are very good in this matchup, in my opinion. You place one block down and he has to arrow it 3 times or 2 times to destroy it. I think his projectiles are really good from at mid range though, which is what you need. Once as Young Link, you want to get a little closer and just start tossing more arrows and tossing more bombs. Again, he's one of the few characters that can actually deal with Steve using projectiles. Like I said, Sword Fighter is one of them. I think Young is the other one. That's usually where you want to be as Young Link is usually right like at mid range. He gets destroyed off stage though, and he gets destroyed at ledge too. Common theme with Steve, you know. The thing is, up close, Young Link actually can not keep up. He can't keep up with Steve's damage output, but he can box pretty well. He can box pretty well with Steve. He can't keep up with the damage output as Steve, but he can put up a good fight and up close. I think his combos on Young Link are a little awkward without iron, diamond, or gold. They're a little awkward to do, but once he's like past that 30% range, he's really easy to get comboed. I feel like finding openings on Young Link are also very limited. So you want to know your no combos on Young Link. Minecart, this matchup is really good though. Minecart will eat arrows, it will eat boomerangs if positioned correctly, and it's very good. And as a whole, I think the whole matchup is revolved around minecart and blocks. Blocks in this matchup, not necessarily walls, but just single blocks on the ground. Go under a platform, single block on the ground. Ring is bad in the matchup. Ring isn't really that bad in the matchup, in my opinion. I think Ring is pretty good at mid-range. Like you just sit like really close, not really close, but like close enough, and just Ring at a distance. That's where you want to be. Like say Steve is like under the battlefield flat. You want to sit center stage, and Ring from there. I think that's it for the evens. Honestly, I should move Hero down to losing personally. Before we move on to the losing matchups. Did I forget any characters? Oh, okay. Let let me put him back here. Let me get... Corrin is isn't even in my opinion. Before I forget these characters. Inkling's an even. Alright. Oh, and Falco's even. And Duck is even. Before I forget those characters. Let me, and Ike is an even. I think Ike's winning. I think Ike is... I know, Ike's even. He's definitely even. He's definitely even. These are losing. Move it over. I don't forget about those characters, okay? So let me start off with Corrin. Alright, I think Corrin's Biothe's even? Nah, Bioth wins. I think Corrin's range is really slept on. I think Corrin as a sword character is really slept on. Have you played Leo's Corrin? No. But Corrin is just slept on in general. I think this character has everything you need to beat Steve. I think what she's lacking in though is consistent consistent kill confirms. I find myself living really long against Corrin every single time. And Steve will one dirt block in this matchup will kill Corrin off stage. So if you combo her off stage, you just go for one dirt block, and they will die every time, which is again force them to go around you. And I think the thing is though, her down tilt will armor through. Her up B will armor through down tilt, but not the down smash though. The F smash charge checkmate is really broken, yeah. Also, her threat to hit you through blocks is huge. You can't stand near blocks because if she's at a certain distance, even if you parry the F smash, you can't punish it. So if she's at that distance to you, relative and with the blocks in between y'all, it doesn't matter. You're forced to realize that the threat is there. And Pin is so good at calling Steve out. If you think they're gonna minecart, just Pin. It covers such a great area in front of you, and it'll pin Steve out of the minecart, which is so good. But her up B, I feel like her at ledge, once Steve gets in, it's so rough. Because Corrin does not have any good buttons up close. I don't think she has a single good button up close. Her B at a shield game isn't that bad, but when you're in her face, she doesn't really have any good buttons. You're forced, or she's forced to like. What's good, Dolphin? She's forced to like. I've seen here in a minute, by the way. She's forced to like start going for like harder reads to get you off her. You will like destroy her once you get in her face, and once she's off stage, it's just kind of wraps. Inkling has the Fox issue where but not so much jabs. She will get pick looped off stage. She will jab forward off stage. Block will kill her, and one dirt block for Inkling will super kill her. And the thing is, unlike other characters, there is no deviation for Inkling. If she's under a single block, she will die, and she can't just like go around it, you know, because there's a lot more lag, and the super jump, the squid super jump has a lot more. There's a lot less deviation to do. You're forced to like, this is your angle. You got this one right here, up, and that one. So you're forced to go around it, and even if you like, there's no way Inkling can grab ledge. Like other characters can like space around the block if I only put one block down and grab ledge. But against Inkling, if I just put 2 blocks down, she dies, guaranteed. She'll just guaranteed die, and if she goes around it, she'll eat an S smash, just guaranteed. It really sucks. I think her back air though carries, her neutral really carries in this matchup. I think bombs really carry in this matchup. That's like the whole thing. It's just bombs will carry. Not bombs. I mean, back air will carry. I think her neutral is really strong, which is what you need. And using back air to call minecart is very good. There's not much risk because how much disjointed it is. The move though, I wish broken recovery. Nah, not really. Not against Steve at least. That's about it though. Combos work really well on Inkling though. Falco, he is what I used to think was like the problem with him. I thought used to be the same thing as Fox, but it's not true. You can't really jab tease him as much because his recovery is just a lot better. He has a lot more room to attack you while he's off stage, unlike Fox, you know. And a lot of Falco's attacks are a lot more. They send you a lot more out than Fox's do. When he's off stage, at least, you know. Fox doesn't have an option to use Nair off stage. He's really only got like forward air and up air while he's trying to recover. While Falco has forward air and Nair, he can on top of that do side B and then jump, and then he has a lot more deviation than Fox. Fox has a lot more lag on his moves, you know. That's what it is. Falco also Reflector is really good. He can Reflector through the blocks and force Steve to just like back up from the blocks, and then it gives Falco a chance to down tilt the blocks safely. Because the Reflector will outrange Steve, so Falco can with a good amount of space to challenge the blocks and be safe. Combos work really well on Steve, but vice versa. I think Steve will body Falco on ledge because of how also the ledge trap you want to do against this. You want to do the Jake trap, the TNT down smash, because even if you reflex it, you will air dodge, and because you air dodge, you will avoid the reflected hitbox, and you can punish him for doing the down B. That's how it works every single time against Falco. Duck Hunt. I think I'm being a little too nice. It's definitely +1. I'm being a little too nice. I think the whole matchup revolves around Clay Pigeon. I don't know why I put him in even. It revolves around Clay Pigeon. Clay Pigeon will stop minecart and force Steve to a shield. That's really all he has though. Everything else, Steve can minecart through. Offstage is really bad for. Offstage is super bad for Duck Hunt. Neutral is not good for Duck Hunt. Duck Hunt's kind of slow too. He doesn't have any aerials to challenge Steve. They're all pretty weak. And Steve kind of bodies him once he gets in as well. So there's no plus of Duck Hunt. I don't know why I put him in even. No, it's kind of nice of me. Ike is what you need to beat Steve, except I feel like the character's a little too telegraphed. If that makes sense. I don't know what like when I play Tispy all the time, right? It's like when Ike is above me, I'll just sit under the platform, right, until I get to the ground, because there's only one thing he wants to do: is Nair or Tomahawk grab, right? And there's not much you can really mix up the timing on the Nair, because it's so slow that you can just react to it coming out every single time. Not really react, but you can get ready for it and then like hold shield, and it's like the moment you see it, just release shield and you'll parry it every single time. And if you want the Tomahawk, what I'll usually do is I'll usually just do an option select, where I'll when I see him reach a certain level of height, right? When I'm right here, he's right here. And I see him get close enough, I'll just drop shield up tilt, so that, and because up tilt's so fast that I could also cover Tomahawks. And it works every single time. And combos on Ike work really well. He can, weirdly enough, edge guard Steve really well. Drop zone fair is so good. Dude, drop zone fair is so good as Ike against Steve, because it covers such a giant range, and Steve just has to hold that. And it forces Steve never to go to ledge. It's one of those matchups where you have to go above Ike, and it's a lot more scary though, because if you don't have the if you don't, up air is very threatening, right, as Ike, and you can't go to ledge because drop zone fair will hit you every time. It's on reaction, Ike will just do drop zone fair. So and if you up B to ledge, it's on reaction, you will just die. He will just drop zone fair you. But aside from that though, I think the neutral might be a little rough, but Steve's Wonder Block will kill him. We'll just kill him. His up B will never touch the ledge. You just down tilt him. He will never touch the ledge up B. His recovery though, if he gets hit far enough away where he just ups up B, is really good. But a good counter to that is you just, because of how long it takes to charge his side B, you have enough time to just build a giant wall. So if Ike ever has enough time to just charge side B and you realize that, just build a wall. Just build a giant wall. And now he's forced to grab ledge, and you can just edge trap him there. It's so good. So usually what I'll do is I'll build a giant wall, jump back, and drop a TNT. And then now he's forced to be at ledge against Steve, and once he is there, he gets destroyed. It sucks for him. Mii Brawler. Another character that I probably was a little too nice to. I think he gets the Fox treatment very hard. He's another of the characters that gets the Fox treatment to the T. It doesn't matter what happens, you just give him the Fox treatment. Just jab him and he will die. To the T, just jab forwarder, and he will just die. It's one of those things. It doesn't matter what he has in the matchup anyways, he will just die to jab forwarder. Alright, on to the losing matchups, finally! These, I don't know why Daisy's here. These are the losing matchups for Steve. Alright, let me start with the -2. Sephiroth, Cloud, -2s. The characters that can box with Steve at mid-range. Basically box them at mid-range. I've already talked about how Steve struggles at mid-range, alright? But these characters can just straight up box with him at mid-range. He can't do anything about it. Their whole game plan allows them to drink water. I don't have any water. I'll drink my coffee, dude. Sorry. Plus the matchup, bro. I don't know what to do. It's hard to approach it. Yeah, dude. Probably just can't approach Steve. It's hard. The whole matchup is just them sitting at mid-range and punishing every option that he wants to do on reaction. They sit at mid-range. Sephiroth is a little more concerning though, because you can't really do your burst options like you can on Cloud. If I do my card against Cloud, I won't die at 0. Like, there's not a chance that I'll die at 0. Against Sephiroth, I will probably die at 0 using minecart. It's crazy. Edge guarding, when it comes to edge guarding, right? Sephiroth will edge guard Steve way harder than Cloud does, but I think Sephiroth gets edge guarded just as well. I think they both edge guard each other very well. Because Steve has a lot of moves that'll beat Octo Slash, just outright beat it. And Steve's like one of the few characters that just has that. Down tilt will beat out Octo Slash. Down air will beat out Octo Slash, and Micro will beat out Octo Slash. So if Sephiroth is not recovering from this angle every time, if he goes like this, I can minecart it, and if he goes like down here, I anvil it every single time and he'll die for it. Which is a lot more consistent than what he has against Steve, which is like the saving grace. And also it's Sephiroth. He's so light, he gets comboed so hard, and if I get to diamonds, the matchup is borderline even. Because he'll die to a back air at like 70 or 60 at ledge and like 80 center stage. It's crazy. Cloud though doesn't have the problem of being light. He'll only die off stage. Well, compared to Sephiroth being dying anywhere. I think Cloud, I already went over it though. Any more -2s? No, I think that those are -2s. -1s, I'll just pop them all here, and we'll go over them individually. All right. We'll start with Yoshi. I think Yoshi's aerial drift alone and his mid-range is so strong. Eggs don't really do much. They do force options at ledge, which is annoying, but I can plank him. They do his aerial drift is really good. Yoshi's against Steve. Yoshi's at his strongest if he's sitting on a platform and can threaten to do drop down back air. Because at 0 it'll combo, and at kill percent it'll kill. And Yoshi will always ban FD, and so you're stuck having to deal with Yoshi on platform. They'll usually ban FDs in Kalos or Northern K, whichever one your rule set runs, and you're stuck with dealing with Yoshi in platforms because he can just sit there and do drop down back airs. It's so good as Yoshi, and Steve can't do anything about it. Drop down back air off a platform as Yoshi will just safe no matter what. And because of the multi hit, I can't parry it, you know. And even then, you can decide to like if I do try to parry the last hit only, you can try to fast fall it so that the last hit doesn't come out, and then I just get a free punish every time. It's so good. That alone is what Yoshi needs. I feel like off stage though, Yoshi double jump armor. Yoshi's has like the Luigi effect where he's kind of awkward to combo, right? But because of how I have to like delay my forward air because he's awkward to combo, he might just double jump out of my combo. I can't just buffer everything against Yoshi, which is huge. And because double jumping frame 1. If I try to go for those combo extensions that make my combos not frame tight, I can't do it against Yoshi. So I'm forced to go for mediocrity in terms of combos against Yoshi. But like that sucks. But usually against Yoshi, and like the slower nature of the matchup, you'll always get diamonds. So when he's off stage, you can just break this armor all the time with forward air, back air, dash stack. You always break his armor. Your best friend, by the way, is dash stack at ledge. You have to ask your best friend because Yoshi will love to do drop down double jump. Dash stack will break the armor when it's diamond or iron. I'm pretty sure it'll break the armor. So your best friend is the dash stack, especially at ledge. Just dash stack because it'll also just beat an egg. It'll also beat out the eggs, which is huge. PT. I could go on a rant about this character. I think Charizard alone beats this character. All right, and then don't quote me on that. But Ivysaur is the main matchup issue. All right, the character will wall you out really effectively. Razor Leaf being annoying. Back air melting blocks is the main problem. Back air is the multi hit, and it's so safe, and it melts blocks along with forward air. And sometimes Ivysaurs will switch it up between forward air and back air, and it's hard to kind of tell. And forward air will super delete blocks. And they'll just forward air and they'll immediate forward air back up side B. Playing Crom vs. Steve, from the Crom perspective, look up me versus Johnny. Johnny destroys me all the time when we play Crom vs. Steve. Even though, like last time we played, I played pretty bad. Just look up Yonni versus Johnny, and he'll go Crom against me and destroy me. But Pokemon Trainer, yeah, it's an Ivysaur matchup. With Charizard at kill percent being crazy broken. I think Charizard alone beats Steve. I think Charizard's F-tilt and back here are so broken against Steve. They're just so huge, and Steve can't do anything about it. Charizard, again, one of the few characters that can, actually no, Charizard can't safely break the blocks, but he can deal with Steve really well. You can never minecart against Charizard, because back here will hit minecart so easily. It's ridiculous. But, okay, moving off Pokemon Trainer. Sora! I think Sora's really good against Steve. He has, when he hits you off stage, his mere existence off stage will make you not want to minecart because it will kill you at 0. It will literally kill you at 0. Luckily though, if he back throws you and jumps off stage immediately, he'll be facing backward, which happens a lot more than you think he would. So if he back throws you and jumps off stage, you can minecart because he'll be backwards. So and luckily his counter only works when he's facing forwards. Thank God, But when Sora is. I hate this character because he avoids everything. He's so floaty. You can't really combo him that well, right? Oh, okay. Actually, you can combo him well once he's like past like the 30% range. When all you need is like one jab into forward, then he gets comboed really hard and he dies really early. He's super light, right? So up smash will work really soon. Sora counter destroys Anvil. Sora counter destroys his whole Let's Trap. Because for some reason, if I do TNT down smash, it stuns me, so I can't do any Let's Trap against Sora. And even if I wanted to, he'll do drop down lightning, and then he'll drop down thunder, and fire, and freeze, and all that garbage. It's really annoying. Neutral is also not that bad though for Steve, because Sora doesn't really have a neutral. I feel like, against Steve at least. Sora has great neutral in my opinion. I think, kind of. Not against Steve though. It's kind of awkward because there's not much he can do to approach Steve. It's just outright to approach him, right? Like when I have blocks up, there's not much he can do about it. He can't safely damage blocks regardless. He's there. Thunder. He can what I've seen. What do you call it? Sora's do though is they'll understand that Steve's can't really do much about they can't do much about blocks, so they'll do pump fakes like I said against Peach. But it's a lot more easy to read those or react to those because when a Sora tries to break the block, so usually use an aerial. They'll usually try to do a fast fall forward air or fast fall back air, and then they'll go for an instant counter. But it's a lot more easy to if they do that, you realize how much time that takes, and you just back up. You never try to punish that part. Just back up. You can just back up and just build more blocks. Unless you're confident that they won't counter, just do that. Or just preemptively S-smash so that while they're still falling down, you outrange them. But Sora's up there is like the main problem in the matchup, in my opinion. No character in the game is as good as juggling Steve as Sora is. That character will just outright juggle you. And I've never seen a character so good at that other than Sora. He will just outright juggle you. It's so good. It's crazy. Sonic! I feel like it's a lot more even than I'm saying it is, but I do think that Sonic wins. Comboing him is pretty easy. I feel like comboing him works really well. He's really light, so you can do a lot of combos that'll just... You can do a lot of you can shorten a lot of combos. So you don't have to try do as many like tight inputs. You can against Sonic, you just shorten them because like combos work really well on him, and because of how his hurtbox shifts, which is like a lot of why when I say combos awkward, it's just how their hurtbox shifts. Sonic's hurtbox shifts really well to where you will always hit the forward air spike when you forward air him. So you can do a down throw forward air, just do up tilts immediately. And from there, your combos are frame tight, so you don't have to worry about his frame 2 air dodge getting in the way, you know? But when he gets a lead, oh my, when Sonic gets a lead, great, googly moogly, dude. You will always, so this matchup is one of those matchups where you always have diamonds. Aside from the very first few moments of the game where you want to get a combo, you will always have diamond, which is like your saving grace. Because you only need to hit Sonic like 3 times, and he's an S-smash percent. And then one read and he dies, which is so great. Because having that against characters like Sonic is huge, you know? Just being able to kill him at will is crazy. And even then, even if you didn't have diamonds, you could just grab him, and you might just kill him off of a combo because he's so light, you know? That is that though. I feel like I'm being too nice or too. I don't think Bayo wins. Sonic is one of the only characters. Sonic and Yoshi are the only characters that win without disjoint. By the way, Sonic and Yoshi are the only ones that win without disjoint because Sonic and Yoshi because they're just fast. They're the only ones where the speed matters. They're very fast. That's a whole deal. Music loud? No one told me the music loud? You kidding me, chat? No one told me the music loud? No. If it was loud, I'd be really sad. Okay, so moving along. It's fine for you? It was fine? Oh, it's fine? Okay, never mind. I'll put it back up. Alright, if it was fine, I'll put it back up. I was jamming bed with it. Moving along. Bayonetta, let me just explain this real quick. Remember when you most of you thought he bodied Falcon? Good times. Man, okay, first of all, what's good, Griffin? How you doing, my brother? I used to think that Falcon, for a short period of time, I thought Falcon bodied Steve. It's just, I fought a Falcon one time, and then he just up-aired me to death, and I'm like, dude, this up-air is so good against Steve. It just goes through blocks, and I was flabbergasted. What was good, man? What was good? Dude, I've been doing this match for the past like 3 hours. I've been going really in depth. But Bayonetta, so real quick, the matchup is really annoying because like I said, because of the way her hurtbox shifts and because of how her fall speed, you can't do down throw forward air at like any percent. This is the one character in the game down throw forward air is never true on, ever. So you're forced to not have to go for combos at early percents. You can going in depth is good, yes sir. You can do down throw. So like there are some routes. This is like the one route I always go for if I somehow get a grab at 0. I don't really fish for grabs against Bayonetta, especially against Bayonetta, because she has such a good way to punish with a jump side B from like such a large distance. But when I get a grab at 0, if you have to not have wood or it has to be above wood. If you have stone or above, you can do 4 jabs, jab, 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 jab into jump forward air, and then you can do jab up tilt, and then you can kill her off of that. That's like the one combo you have that's frame tight against Bayonetta, right, at 0. But once you're past 0, you can once you're like at the 30% range, you can do jab forward air and it'll work, right? And then from there, the up tilt will all be true combos, and you can do that. But I would never suggest going for grabs at 0, especially at 0, because the risk reward is just so skewed into in their favor. Bayonettes will sit at mid range and just wait and then punish with a jump aerial side B. It's such a good punish. They can even on reaction watch you jump backwards and just do the side B, and then it'll beat out like the jump back minecart, which is what you're probably gonna do in the first place. It's really good. Or if you're gonna do jump block, you can do a wall. They do jump side B, which is very good. The thing is though, I feel like Steve is really good at keeping up with damage. I feel like Steve can once Steve is okay. If Steve is either in or when Steve is in, is very good at keeping up with damage, right? Or out damaging Bayonetta just by a lot. And once Steve gets like the iron and diamond territory, it's very scary for Bayonetta, because now it's like, yeah, I can go for the jump side B callouts, but I could just get forward air, and I might just get forward air jab F smash, or I might just get back air and I might just die. I remember fighting this really good Bayonetta at Collision. I forgot their name, but when I fought them, they were, in my opinion, a lot better at the matchup than Lima was. And it was what they were doing was they were not committed to anything or committing to anything. They would just sit and wait at center stage until I had committed to an option, and then they would punish it with side B, which was really good. The only problem was it was not guys. It was not guys. The only thing was I was able to keep up in damage with just like straight hits. Like yeah, Bayonetta can combo, but once you hit like a certain percent range, no kill confirm is gonna matter. And on top of that, I was keeping up in damage with like straight hits. I would dash attack and I would do a lot of forward airs, and I would just keep up in damage because of how slow they were playing. I would get diamonds all the time, and I was consistently keeping up in damage because, for example, a Steve Diamond forward air alone does 20%, which is all I gotta say. So the thing is, neither character are ledge trapping each other or air trapping each other either. Bayonetta does very good at the voice ledge trapping and vice versa, in my opinion. The whole matchup is just Bayonetta getting the combo and then Steve making the percent up later. That's just how I see it. I assume I'm gonna start the match at like 70%, right? I'm not worried. I'm Steve, you know. I'm not really worried, you know. And I actually ended up getting 0 to death at one point because so you can still SDI combos, right, against Bayonetta, but as Steve, because combos are so consistent against Steve, you could just kind of kill him regardless, you know. I actually ended up getting 0 to death in one of those games because Steve, even though I was SDIing correctly and I was mixing my SDI as well. Steve is just, you can consistently damage Steve, so it doesn't really matter sometimes, you know, because he always stays upright, so combos are so consistent on him. Moving along to Chrome. All right, Chrome, in my opinion, is a sleeper counter pick. People don't really understand. People are like, oh yeah, Chrome gets bodied by Steve because, you know, jab forward air, which Steve does have. But unlike these characters, these 4 right here, right, it is actually really hard to get the jabs against Chrome, because Chrome can outrange you. Unlike these characters right here, right, Chrome can outrange you and just not get jabbed, right? If Chrome does a max, because the thing is, right, for those jabs to work, okay, Steve has to be right in front of you, okay? Because if he jabs at the very tip, you can SDI out of it. But if you're if you're right to his face, you can't SDI out of it. Okay, you can't SDI out of that. That is only at the start of the combo though. If at the start I jab you and you're at the max range, it won't work. You have to be at as close as possible to Steve. All right. So the thing about Crom is that he's always hitting you from, like, he's always just at max range. It's just forward airing and nairing at max range. So if you forward air and nair at max range, and I somehow get a parry, and then I somehow punch with a jab, you get SDI out of it because you're at max range. I can't get, I'm too slow, I just can't get close enough in time, right? For the parry to matter. And he's so good. This joint allows him to call out minecart very well. He can without risk just call it a minecart with a back air or a forward air. And because he has so much range, he has so much leeway, and he won't ever trade with it. You know. I feel like neutral against Chrom is rough, in my opinion. And also, if he does like F tilt on blocks, I can't punish it. Or not F tilt, like an aerial on the blocks, I can't punish it because there's enough range to where I can't punish it. He has enough disjoint. If he does max range forward air at blocks, I can't, or max range max forward air at blocks, I can't punish it because it's enough disjoint. It's far enough away from me, you know. And once he gets hit though, he gets clowned on. One jab, he kind of dies if I am at the base, and when he's off stage, he dies for sure. You know, one block will kill him. But the thing is, as much as I've played against Chrom, those situations do not arise enough for me to justify saying that, oh, well, I just hit him one time, you know? Unlike other characters, like when I play Fox, Greninja, Brawler, or Bowser, those situations arise so much because for those characters, they fall so fast that it doesn't matter where you hit them on the jab. For Chrom, though, you have to hit the base of the jab because Chrom is floaty enough. He's not floaty, but he's more than floaty than these characters are. So then I have to hit the base of the jab, you know? For these characters, though, I jabbed them one time and they will die. For Chrom, though, it's a lot more, it's not as black and white, you know? Which is like the main problem. And Chrom can do a lot more to Steve than Steve can do to Chrom, in my opinion. In my opinion, okay? This is a hot take somehow, you know? I feel like on paper it sounds pretty bad for Chrom, but like in practice it's a lot better for him. Byleth! Which is a weird one for people. I think Byleth is pretty good against Steve. I think Byleth's range is ridiculous. I think if you have enough range, it doesn't matter how fast you are. If you have enough range, you're fine, you know? Forward air and back air are such good tools at poking through blocks and at blocks alone. Neutral can be really rough for Steve. The thing is, landing there. This matchup, landing there doesn't exist. Because other matchups you can just parry it, or no, other matchups you can't just parry it. But at Steve, you can parry up tilted. You can parry any hit of the nair and up tilted. Any hit of it and up tilted, which is huge, right? But it's crazy because that doesn't really matter in the matchup as much as just like, you know, just zoning and staying away does. The whole matchup is just Byleth just forward airing from a distance and playing mid range very well, and there's not much Steve can do about it from max range. If Byleth range thing is true, then why is Min in +1 and just bad recovery? Because Min can't deal with minecart that well. That's the whole thing. Min can't deal with blocks and minecart, which is what Byleth can deal with very well. And also, Min micro will armor through blocks, or Min's Ram. So the one move she has that can cover the minecart will get armored through it anyways. Even Min's agree this match was bad for them. But Byleth doesn't have that problem. Byleth will always hit you out of the minecart, and Byleth will always hit you through the blocks or hit the block safely. Min can't deal with blocks in general. And also, Min has no safe pressure on Steve's shield. Min has not one safe move if it's not an arm from a distance. If she's in your face and she's doing landing nair, or she's doing up smash, she's doing down tilt, it's all unsafe no matter what. Like none of her landing arrows are safe on Steve's shield. So if she's ever above Steve, she's gonna get punished or she's gonna get hit. Or I can just shield it and just take the nair and I'm gonna hit them regardless. We don't body Byleth off stage. Nair goes through, or Byleth's up B goes so far. The thing is, if you do what I said earlier though, against Belmont, it's very good. If you hold B and hold forward off stage, you'll place a block and then just jump anvil immediately. The tether will delete the block, and then the anvil will delete the tether. Very good. But because Byleth's tether is so far, she can just tether again. Unlike Belmont's, to where if they miss their one tether, they usually just die, you know? But Byleth will usually they just tether enough or tether again. It's really good. Moving along to Joker, which I thought for the longest time was an even matchup, but I cannot. He has both of what you need to beat Steve. He has range and he has speed. All right. Well, his range isn't really range. It's range against Steve at least. It's big enough to deal with Steve's stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like he can back air with at least with our send for sure. He can challenge Steve's back air or see minecart with back air very safely. Which is, you know, already a lot more than what most of the cast can do anyways. You don't want to let just mindless with like less trap Joker because so what I realized the Jokers will do against Steve is when they're at ledge, they'll just choose like the very obvious dumb option and then just immediately counter, or they'll just jump on stage and counter and get full R-Sten just off one TNT. You know, combos on Joker work very well though. Even at 0, you can. The thing is, against Joker, you're not really getting a grab at 0. You know, not really common. All right. But when you do get a grab, though, you can do some damage. You can outbox Joker very well, all right. But I think Joker's advantage state against Steve is crazy, especially when he gets Arsene. But the thing is, you can camp out Arsene, but if he chooses to challenge you with gun, it gets kind of gray. It's not really as black and white to just plank him when he has Arsene. You could, but if he starts going for gun, then it's a little more rough. You still can while you go for gun, but you can't mine as much, which means you'll not go much as positive on resources, more than even or maybe slight loss on resources, which is what you don't want, you know. Which Arsene's the main issue in the matchup, you know. Later, Itchy, you take care, my guy. Aegis, I think do good against Steve because of Mithra only. Pirate does not do a single thing in the matchup ever. Maybe it's just killing. That's it. All right. Even Mithra alone, though, might just damage Steve enough to kill it. I think Mithra will just advantage Steve to death. That's just how it is. She'll just advantage him to death, and it's crazy because I just Mithra, you know. Against a character like Steve that's supposed to have no disadvantage, against Mithra, he does, and she just up airs him to death, and she just nairs him to death. And neutral is so rough because her buttons are so fast that even if I do place one block down, she'll just down tilt it twice and then still be fast enough for me to. And there's so much range on it, by the way, to where I can't hit her through the down tilt. The down tilt has more range than my F smash, which is my longest range attack. So I can't just. She'll just deal with it. I'm like, okay, you got it. So I'm forced to just build more blocks and just back up even further until I'm in the corner, which against Mithra is not good, in my opinion. She can't. Or she can deal with my cart very well, because her hitboxes are very big. All we have in the matchup is our cheat against Pyra. You jab her one time, and this is what's keeping it from being -2. You jab her one time, and then down tilt at the edge and then into forward air, which will kill her at 0, or even kill her at 40. If Pyra's ever at the edge, or Mithra's ever at the edge, don't go for anything but down tilt. Anything but down tilt. And if they're gonna side B, just go for down air instead, because it'll always beat it out. Or minecart, because it'll always beat it out. When they get on the edge, they'll probably just die at 0. The saving grace in this matchup, it might make it even, in my opinion, but it's just not there yet. I don't find myself putting them at the edge as much as I would like them to be, for it to be even, you know? It feels more of like I have to wait for them to mess up, and then I hit them, you know? And then a block will gimp them, but not as like consistently as just down tilt forward air or side B or anvil. We'll just outright kill them, you know? That's that. ZSS, the one character that is somehow since the beginning been seen as a -1. None of these characters have been seen as a -1 since the beginning of Steve. Not even Cloud or Sephiroth. All right, ZSS is the only one that has survived. It's because her mid range alone is so good against Steve. What you need is mid range, all right? And who is better at mid range than ZSS? All right, Zare alone shuts down this character. All right. I mean, there is Robin, but I feel like Robin is a bit slow. At least ZSS has the mobility, you know? The Teeter close -2? Nah, I don't think so. The one thing that's stopping it from being -2 is her hitboxes are kind of precise, you know? Her hitboxes are kind of precise, and on top of that, if you don't go over the ledge, you will die at the ledge every time. Because down tilt forward air will kill ZSS at 0. Steve will armor through forward air. Steve will armor through up smash. Steve will armor through and also because of how precise the hitboxes are, there's a lot of chance that if you don't time your nairs or your Zares correctly, but I minecart correctly, my minecart will eat the Zare or nair hitbox and punish you for doing it, which happens a lot more often than you think it is for ZSS, especially because the hitboxes aren't like big giant multi hits. They're a lot like smaller, you know, more damaging hitboxes. If that makes sense. So with ZSS, like if you time your nair and it hits when the matchup, I feel like Steve wants to be in a predictable place. Wait, her hitboxes are precise, but in this matchup, I feel like Steve wants to be in a predictable place. What does that mean? What? You mean Steve puts himself in a predictable spot? Is that what you mean? Okay, what I don't know what you meant by that, but what I'm saying is, I think this matchup is losing because of how great her Zare is and how good she is at mid range. And even if I try to go for like for example, like one thing that good ZSS will do is I'll start punishing the nair, or also parrying the nairs, right? And I won't use the parries to get a punish, but I'll use it to gain stage control. So I'll parry and I'll run up and then I'll shield, right? Is what I'll do, because I know I can't punish it. So I'll parry it, then I'll move up, right, close to center stage. Okay, sorry for the stuttering, chat, but is what I'll do normally, right? The thing is though, if I do that, it's not like when I start doing that, then ZSS players will start being like, okay, well now if you want to punish this, then I'll go for nair, which is a lot faster or a lot slower. Or, it's not the same timing, so it'll mess up your parry timing, and I might even end up hitting the nair and getting more damage, you know. And then that threat alone makes it to just we lose the Crom for sure. Yeah, no, I've been saying that. What is this tier list? This is a matchup chart. Steve, come on now, brother. Read the title. What I did it for ZSS? Yeah, no. The only way Steve is getting hit on ZSS is that she extends. Honestly, it might be -2. No, I don't think it's -2. I think this is it. This is the matchup chart.